Salute, fam. And we on. What's good, everybody? Big hand, salute. Salute, bro. What's happening? Gil Cole, salute, bro. What's good? Ain't gonna be long, man. Just gonna get up here, chop it up. Ain't been on in a minute. We gonna make sure everything is everything. Anyway, what's happening with y'all, man? Y'all enjoyed y'all Labor Day? Winding down from Labor Day and shit. I know Trey said he gonna be here in a minute. What's good though? It's pro day. Big hand, salute, bro. What's happening? You see Andy beat on King Kong, man. Got us eating on this pro. Andy did real good too. Versus the Southpaw. He was able to punch in between Andy punching. He was able to counter punch. Did real good. Scored some knockdowns. Ended up taking the unanimous decision. You know what I'm saying? I think he was the underdog. I was gonna ask Trey that, was he the underdog? And what was the favorite? Who was the favorite? And what was the difference? I know if somebody picked Andy, they sure came up on that pick. Because I thought King Kong was gonna outclass him, probably even stop him. I was wrong. I'm at table number 9, man. Like a motherfucker. What's good though, y'all? Your bro being busy, man. Busy like a motherfucker, man. Trying to stay ahead of these bills and things. Again, said, hell yeah, that boy can box. Yeah, man. He box like a motherfucker. He definitely was in King Kong mix. That Southpaw, that mean a thing. That mean a thing. He was all up in between his punches. Countering, getting up in there. And he got a hell of a chin because he was taking some good, clean shots. He was taking some good, clean shots. Show he tough and durable. Wilder might be Wilder win. They might be in a ring next. Ortiz versus Wilder. I want to ask what you think about that. See what everybody thought about that, man. What you think about it, Big Hen? How you see that fight playing out, man? Who you got? Wilder or Ruiz? I think if Wilder get past, I think he's gonna fight Atlanteans. That might be the next fight. L Dub, salute, bro. What's good? Matter of fact, he just reminded me. I know you be busy, but I'll be forgetting to put the link in there, man. Once you get on over YouTube. What's good, L Dub? What's your take on the Ruiz fight? I thought he looked real good, man. Dominated King Kong. Got me eating crow. Who you picked in that fight? What's good, bro?
Salute. What's going down, man? Salute to everybody in the chat. What's up with y'all, boy?
I was in here talking about King Kong getting outclassed by Ruiz, man. Ruiz looked real good and real sharp. Like he was the more experienced fighter in the ring. He was able to get in between his punches. He was able to counter punch, score like 2 or 3 knockdowns, just dominating. Then I got into excuse me, who you think if Wilder get past Atlanteans, who you think of win, Wilder or Ruiz?
Yeah, as far as that Ruiz fight against King Kong Ortiz, like go on mute for me real quick, bro, because that background kind of throwing me off. When it comes to Ruiz against Ortiz, I thought it was a very interesting fight, man. And in the approach that Ruiz took against Ortiz, I think that needs to be written down in the strategies of boxing. And I also saw it with James Toney when he fought against Vasily Jurov. Instead of going out there moving to his left, and they said this during the broadcast too. That's what really highlighted it. But instead of going out there moving to your left against the southpaw so you can establish their lead foot dominance, Ruiz said that he had more trouble in the gym with that. He said that made the southpaw a two-handed fighter. So he said that it was best that he moved to his right. And the only punch that he would have to worry about is the left hand, and he will be able to counter that. You know what I'm saying? Because, Ruiz kind of, Ortiz, he kind of reached with the left hand. And that first knockdown on Ortiz was a looping right hand counter from Ruiz. You know what I'm saying? And plus, when you move to your right, like I saw this with James Toney when he fought against Vasily Jurov, you're able to land your jab a lot easier against a southpaw. And some of Ruiz's best punches in this fight were the jab. You know what I'm saying? Like it would be rounds where it wasn't a lot going on. But some of the more significant punches would be Ruiz landing a jab. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to be honest. Like, I ate crow on the fight. I got to say that. But I'm going to be honest. When I first saw the fight and I saw Ruiz come out moving to his right, I thought he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. Nigga, I got crunk as a motherfucker. Yo, soy de Cuba. Nigga, I had the Cuban music playing because we got a video on our channel. We had highlighted some Cuban boxers and shit, and we got some Cuban music in the background. Cuba Libre. Nigga, I was up in this bitch crunk. And then he called him with that right hand. And that put everything in perspective because that's what the commentators were talking about. If he just moved to his right, he just got to worry about the left and he can counter that shit. Hey, I done been around boxing for a while, man. I done had some coaches that was good. I had Curtis Coates as a coach. He in the Hall of Fame. I had Lynn the Bullet Ball got a win over Ron Lyle. These people done talk to me about fighting southpaws. Also, I gotta say, Curtis Coates' brother, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why I can't think of his name right now. Damn, my mind just went blank. That was my man though. But yeah, they would talk to me about fighting southpaws. And for the most part, that lead foot is something that they was big on. But Ruiz went out there and sacrificed that shit. And he came with like a different type of approach to the shit, man. So I think that's something to be paid attention by the whole fight game. When it comes to fighting these southpaws, we ain't got to just go out there and establish the lead foot dominance. Nigga, we can go out there and move to the right and we can cut this fighter in half. Instead of him being a two-handed fighter where we got to worry about the right hook, we just got to worry about the left hand. You see what I'm saying? And I thought that shit was very interesting. I'm done with my take, bro. That was just my take on it. Unless you want me to talk about Ruiz and Wilder.
Yeah, I was just gonna say D-Lo had sent me refresh my memory because I told him that Ortiz versus Martin didn't stand out to me. Now that I see it, that was the fight where Ortiz put Martin under arrest when he hurt his ass and his arm got caught up in the ropes and shit.
Yeah. That was southpaw against southpaw right there. So that was an open guard fight. I've noticed that those are some of the most dangerous situations, like volatile situations in boxing. Like Bam Rodriguez when he fought against Sonron Visa. And also this past weekend, we had Rayo go against Edwin De Los Santos. I was mad the motherfucker about that fight too, y'all. I ain't gonna even count, man. I'm talking about I was in this bitch hot as fish grease because I looked everywhere for Edwin De Los Santos' amateur record and I couldn't find nothing. And BoxRec suggested that he didn't have an amateur background. So I went on ahead and took Rayo. You know what I'm saying? I took him by decision. And in the first round, Joe Goosen say that Edwin De Los Santos got over 260 amateur fights. I said, what? This motherfucker got 260 amateur fights? And after the fight, I went and looked for the shit. And indeed, I did find an article that said that he was 259-6. And I could not find that before. And look, I closed out Google and I tried to go find it again. And I couldn't find it again. Like they done kept this man amateur background on the wraps. But he went out there and served me some crow, went out there and knocked Rayo ass out. Had me over here looking crazy and shit because I done took a man that was 53-5 over somebody that was 259-6 because I didn't know no better. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, southpaw against southpaw is an open guard fight. But the thing is, they're not used to being in that situation very often. Like orthodox versus orthodox is also open guard, But you see that every day. Southpaw against Southpaw, that's pretty rare. And I see a lot of uh volatile type shit, like I said, you know what I'm saying? But that's what it was with King Kong Ortiz versus Charles Martin. And that's why that fight looked the way that it looked, especially in the beginning, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, that's a situation that they don't be in very often.
J1 Pro, salute, bro. What's happening? Rod X the Chirp in the building. D-Bid03, salute, bro. What's happening? Uh,
Salute.
Andre Pignette, salute. Welcome to the gym for your first time.
Yeah, salute. As far as Wilder and Ruiz, I'm gonna have to think about it a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? But off the top, I guess I kind of got to look at Ruiz, man. I mean, I know that he got a more polished type of style than Wilder. Um, Deeper amateur background as far as the volume, 105 and 5 compared to 30 and 5. He literally has 3 times more amateur fights than Wilder. And it looked like he has the ability to adjust to what his opponent is doing. But like I said, man, they went outside the box when it comes to Luis Ortiz. You know what I'm saying? So I think he'll have the ability to adapt on the fly. The only thing is he got to be perfect. He got to be perfect, man. But he do got a good chin. But I don't know if he taking no Wilder right hand though. And if you look at his last fights, Ruiz been taking punches now. He went out there and got dropped versus Chris Arreola with a right hand. He got caught with some nice shots against Ortiz. Ortiz caught him with a hard left hand, hit him with the right hook a few times. He ate that shit, but I just don't know if he gonna eat that shit from Wilder. You know what I'm saying? But Wilder, you know, tall guy, stand up straight for the most part. I think they're gonna have the opportunity to hit each other. I don't. It's kind of hard for me to say, man, because really, when I'm thinking about it, it seems like they have the ability to really hurt each other. I think Ruiz can hurt Wilder, and I think Wilder can hurt that motherfucker too. Man, I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that one a little bit more, y'all, before I just give a solid. Or I'm riding with this guy. You know what I'm saying? What you think about that shit?
Shit, I think that'll be a good ass matchup. I think definitely Ruiz got a motherfucking chance. I like how he made adjustment in his game plan versus the Southpaw. I didn't think he was gonna be able to score counters like that. I didn't think he was gonna be hit between punches like that. But when he did get hit, he overcame that shit. Like I mean, some clean shots to the chin, which is weird. But I think Wilder's power is on another dimension. But shit, if we think about previous fights, man, Wilder would have been able to get close up on, man. If motherfuckers was able to slip past that right hand and take that motherfucker away. And I think Ruiz got the skill to do it. But I see Wilder winning by knockout, and I see Ruiz. He, like you said, he got to be perfect. I don't think he's gonna be able to be perfect for no 12 rounds. But shit, he's serving motherfuckers crow. So we'll see.
I think he need a little bit more bob and weave in his style too. He got a little bit of head movement, but I need it to be on another level. I don't think that he is disciplined with that shit enough throughout a fight. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll be sometimes where he'll be walking straight to a motherfucker, kind of like it remind me of the guy that lost to Dillian White, the motherfucker that's the Bridgerweight champion. I can't think of his name. I think he come from the Dominican Republic, but they kind of remind me of each other in that regard. You know what I'm saying? But if he more disciplined and trying to slip his way on the inside, because he going against Wilder, that's a tall fighter. So he gonna have to slip his way on the inside. You know what I'm saying? If he more disciplined with his head movement, I think that'll give him a better chance. But if he get lazy with that shit and let Wilder catch him, I mean, he can find himself waking up.
Yeah, Wilder can hit you in that forehead, that chin, in the nose. Hell, he going down. Hey, what about Abner Murray? Did you see that fight? That motherfucker ended up being in the draw. I was talking to Dito. I ain't even get to watch it or see the highlights. So I was trying to see, did you watch it and what you think about it?
I didn't watch that one up close, actually. Salute to my boy Yasser because he did drop the link. So we watched the pay-per-view for free because I damn sure didn't think that shit was worth paying for. I would rather pay for the fucking women this weekend. Carissa Shields and Savannah Marshall and Michaela Mayer and Alicia Baumgartner. I think that shit more worthy of me paying for it. I mean, it was some good action, though. We had knockouts and all that kind of stuff, but I just think it's more significant with the women. You know what I'm saying? But as far as Abner Mares go, I mean, this guy was coming off a long layoff, and his opponent was coming off a layoff. One guy was coming off like a 3-4 year layoff, and the other dude ain't falling like a year or 2 years. So that type of fight, in my opinion, is kind of hard to predict. I did pick Mares by decision, but I was not at all surprised that it ended up being a draw. And in the times that I did look at the action, it looked like it was kind of evenly fought at the moments that I was watching. It was some give and take moments. Like I would see Mares have some success, and then I would see his opponent have some success. So when I saw that draw, I wasn't surprised, but I didn't watch it closely like I watched the other fights.
Yeah, me neither. I had to hurry up and go see them highlights after hearing what I heard. Derek Baby, salute, bro. What's happening?
What's up, bro? G.
Yeah, let me catch up in the chat. Everybody saying what's up. L Dub said he had Ortiz 7-5 in rounds and Ruiz on points 113, 112.
Yeah, I feel you. It seemed like the judges was close to that, like 114 and 111. So they basically had it a draw, and the knockdowns was the difference. You know what I'm saying? But it was I kind of felt like the less action it was, the more it would favor Ortiz, and that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a slow type of fight. A lot of moments where the action wasn't just the best, but Andy Ruiz would have them explosive moments. Like his punches, like he talking about the hand speed. His punches look kind of sharp to me. Like when he would rip that right hand to the body, that motherfucker was lightning fast, and it was sharp looking. And he hasn't fought in 16 months, so I felt impressed by that. You know what I'm saying? But his overall performance, I wasn't just overly impressed, like L Dub said. I mean, that was his first fight going against the Southpaw and all that. I was impressed with the way that he approached it to be effective for him to land his big shots and stuff. But overall, I wasn't just looking at this guy like, man, this motherfucker gonna be the next champion again or some shit. I wasn't thinking that.
Big Hand said he got water in that fight. That Andy Ruiz water fight. J1 Pro said salute to everyone. Rod X said, what up, my people? Salute, champ. Big Hand said, Wilder hit too hard. Yeah, I gotta agree with you. Rod X said, I'll take my Crow sandwich to go. Man, we at table 9, man. Come hang out, man. We got us a bottle on everything. D Bid OG say, peace, boxing fam. Talking to L Dub. Big Hen said Ortiz got better boxing skills, Marlo, but Wilder is more powerful. It will be a good one. I gotta agree with you. I think like Trey was saying though, he got to be perfect for 12, and I don't think he's gonna have that in him, man. I think he's gonna slow down eventually.
And Wilder power carries late too. That's one thing. Like when he was stopping Ortiz, he was stopping him late, like 10, 11 rounds. And Ruiz, he got to keep his form the whole time, 12 rounds.
You gotta let them combinations go. And Andre Pinetti say Luis Ortiz, Cuba versus Pulev. What flag is that right there?
I don't
He said
remember where that motherfucker from.
A good boxing match.
It would. I agree with him.
Yeah, me too.
You got like a 4.5 going against a 4 on my pedigree scale, and both of them old school. One of them about 41 and one about 43. So yeah, I'm with that. I think that's a good idea.
He also said salute everyone.
Salute.
Man. Big Hen said, what about Ortiz and Fury? But he would have to beat Wilder first. Ortiz, I think you mean Ruiz.
Yeah.
You're right. That'd be a good fight too. But I think Fury outclass him.
Yeah.
I think Fury outclass him as far as boxing skills go.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And one thing about Ortiz, like I called Ortiz, he a 4 on my scale. Like he 343 and 19, but he didn't win nothing. Like when it comes to the major tournaments, Ortiz didn't medal in that shit. Tyson Fury medal. You know what I'm saying? Even Wilder medal. Wilder won bronze in the Olympics. The motherfucker medal. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a little bit different as far as what they can present to you, because I think they pedigree a little bit higher. When I say pedigree, I ain't talking about skills. I'm talking about talent. That's what I really look at when it comes to the pedigree, because I done seen some guys that didn't have the best skills and they went far and won some big shit, like David Morrell. David Morrell ain't got the best skills, That motherfucker won gold in the AIBA Youth World Championships, though. Went all the way to the top just on his talent. So yeah, I think the talent a little bit different with somebody like Fury and even Wilder. You know what I'm saying?
L Dub said I wasn't that impressed with Ruiz last night. He said, other other than that, other than his hand speed, but I knew about that already.
He just helped me out. Oscar Rivas is who I was talking about, man. That guy that don't use the best head movement all the time when he's trying to get on the inside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he said Oscar Ruiz, WBC Bridgeweight champion from Colombia, fights out of Canada.
Okay, Colombia. I said Costa Rica, but yeah, Colombia.
Um, and there you say, does anyone think the WBC Bridgeweight division is going anywhere in boxing? Yes or no? It
They
depends.
try. Go ahead, bro. I ain't mean to interrupt.
No, I just say it depends on when it.
Oh, definitely big names can always help, you know what I'm saying? But my thing is they tried this already back in like the 30s, I want to say. It was called the dreadnought class, you know what I'm saying? It was like I guess like a light I can't say light heavyweight, because hell, we already got that, but it was like a step below heavyweight, you know what I'm saying? And the shit didn't work. It didn't work back then. And I don't see a lot of interest in it now. So it seemed like it would be hard to say that it's gonna work now, but hey, we'll see, man. I just don't see the big names going there. I thought they might have had a chance to maybe get like a Wilder, because the cap on the division is 224, and Wilder looked pretty good at 225. So maybe I thought he could lose that 1 pound, and maybe he would want to fight a couple of fights, but that's not the direction he want to go in. He want to be on top in the heavyweight division. You know what I'm saying? And that's also a thing. That's I think that's the main thing, because like the other weight classes, they don't pay like heavyweight. Like my coach, I told y'all, Lynn the Bullet Ball, that's my man. But he was a small heavyweight. He was only 6 foot tall, and I don't remember how much he weighed, but he didn't weigh very much. But he really should have been fighting at cruiserweight, but it wasn't no money in cruiserweight. So he said, fuck that, let me go to heavyweight. Probably the same thing Holyfield, same thing you should say, man. Hey, man, we down here getting these belts and we down here making noise, but we ain't getting no money. The big money is in the heavyweight division. I can't see that being too much different with this Bridgerweight shit. Ain't nobody checking for that. I can't see that being a, a major money division. So if you all you got to do is gain a few more pounds and you a heavyweight and you gonna increase your check, I think that's what they gonna do. I mean, they call it prize fight.
I was gonna ask L Dub. So you think some of them knockdowns, and he just pressed? He knew he was down, and he pressed, and ended up getting those knockdowns in the round. Some of them knockdowns you gave 8-8 or something like that, 9-8.
I know that second knockdown that he got in the second round, I don't think that was square business. He ain't even land a solid punch. Uh, Ortiz was just still off balance from the first knockdown.
Derry, I'm gonna call him the AP. AP say the WBC Bridgeweight division is a bad idea for boxing and should be abolished. Also canceled. He said waste of time, unnecessary, pure garbage.
I ain't
I
mad
ain't,
at you.
yeah, I was just gonna say that I ain't even mad at you. Like I said, it depends who, you know what I'm saying, who in it. You know, that's probably all the matchups that they gonna bring. Big Hen said he was impressed with Ortiz though. Yeah, that's what made me want to ask that question to Elda about those knockdowns.
I think he took that man lightly when he came out in that first round and he saw that he was moving towards his power hand. I was looking at Ortiz's face and it looked like he had a lot of confidence and he had his defense real relaxed and shit, had his hands low, and it looked like he was stepping to a kid or something. And then he got reminded, like, man, this is Andy the Destroyer or Ruiz. He gonna come with something. And he paid for that shit and took a counter right hand over that lazy left hand. You know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure, man, that a lot of the time, like the majority of his career, when he done been off in there with an orthodox fighter, they ain't really approached him like that. That shit looked like it was kind of unique. I was trying to think of some examples that was like it. The only one I could think of was James Toney versus Vasily Girard.
Um, Derek Bailey said, he only caught the fight from the ninth round on. Hype said Ortiz corner failed to address his eye. He said that cut man was standing outside the ropes doing a little work on it.
Yeah, I was looking at that shit too. I was like, damn.
Everybody, I'm caught up. Yeah, I'm caught up, man. I got some. Hey, look, check this out, y'all. It's about that time. I'm caught up in the chat. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck knowledge. Roll up. I'm trying to get high.
Drop a little drop. Roll up.
Yeah, I got some ideas and shit that I was meaning to run by you too.
I bet. That was that part where that was like, acknowledge. Roll up. I'm trying to get high.
Yeah. Hey, we got to still talk about the fights this weekend and shit. At least the women fights. I haven't really got a chance to really look into the other fights because, like, we got Otar over Nesian and different people fighting this weekend. Some pretty interesting fights, but definitely the Michaela Mayer and Alicia Baumgartner, and of course Carissa Shields versus Savannah Marshall. Who you got in the Baumgartner versus Michaela Mayer fight?
I was telling D I got a bum going. I was telling D-Lo the same thing. I'd rather pay for that one than pay for the Ortiz and what's the name. They've been hitting us back to back with these mediocre ass pay per views too. But I think I'm like Baumgartner, man. I think she'll be able to overcome Mayer. I think I know it's gonna be a good fight, but I think she gonna put some shit on her that's gonna make her respected. Take that aggression away and control the fight. And I know Mayor tough as a motherfucker. Um, it can go either way, but I'm thinking Baumgartner got what it takes. What about you?
What's up, the Dimps Designs? How you doing? Appreciate you coming through.
Salute, Sip.
My boy D-Lo in the building too, man. That's the voice of reason. He dropping videos again too, y'all. So y'all subscribe to his channel. And if you just like hanging out with the lovely ladies, man, y'all subscribe to Dimps Designs. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. D-Lo, salute, bro. What's happening?
Yeah, I think I got to go with Michaela Mayer though. I mean, I got a 4.5 going against a 3.5. First of all, I mean, Michaela Mayer, man, she just done been through the grind in her whole career. I do feel like she underestimating Baumgartner, like she ain't giving her the credit that she deserves. Because Baumgartner is a solid 3.5. I'm talking about a national champion. She ain't no chopped liver, you know what I'm saying? But one thing about Baumgartner, though, I see her fight the same way for the most part. You know, she like to get out there and try to box and stuff. I don't really see her switch it up. You know, like a Crawford, for example. You know, Crawford go out there and box you. But then when he sense weakness, he gonna step to you and try to get your ass out of there. You know what I'm saying? But she do got a hard punch, though, man. I picked against her in Nate Crow when she fought against Terry Harper. She caught her with that right hand, and it was a counter right hand too, and then she tried to come back with the hook, but the referee saved the woman from taking that left hook. You know what I'm saying? So Baumgartner can definitely punch. She's an athlete. I don't know if Michaela Mayer has ever fought anyone like her. Baumgartner is a bona fide square business, world class athlete for a woman all day. When it comes to these women fighters, I don't see them quite like Baumgartner. You know what I'm saying? But one thing about Michaela Mayer that I noticed is that she's very jealous of Baumgartner. I am picking Michaela Mayer, but she's very, very jealous because the reason that I think she's jealous is because of the way that Baumgartner is being received by everybody. Everybody says how beautiful she is. Hell, even Carissa Shields, they asked, she was on the DAZN little podcast or whatever doing an interview, and they said, give me a word to describe these fighters. And they said Jessica McCaskill. She said Jessica McNoskill. They say Alicia Baumgartner. She said sexy. I don't know why she said that word, but that's what she said. And that's the way everybody looking at Alicia Baumgartner. She be doing the weigh-ins and the bikinis and shit looking good. She even getting endorsements now and doing commercials. I can tell that Michaela Mayer, she wants to be looked at in that same type of way. Like I looked at her Instagram, and I see a lot of pictures of Michaela Mayer turned around with her ass showing. So to me, that makes me think that she wants to be a sex symbol. She wants people to look at her the way that they look at Baumgartner. And I'm square business. I'm not talking about one or two pictures. I'm talking about like 50, at least half of her pictures that I saw, she was turned around showing her ass. I'm talking about she posted up at the beach, she turned around showing her ass. She chilling with a dog, she turned around showing her ass. She posted up at the park, she turned around showing her ass. I'm like, damn, okay. I get the point. You know what I'm saying? But I do definitely think she's jealous of Baumgartner. But these two women, man, they don't like each other. I think that the build-up has been great. They did an awesome job. I listened to one of their build-up videos earlier today. They were going back and forth right there in front of each other, talking that shit. They did a great job. Carissa and Savannah Marshall doing a decent job too, but to me, it's on one side. It's with Carissa. When it comes to Baumgartner and Michaela Mayer, it's on both sides. They both talking that shit and trying to build this fight up. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna take Michaela Mayer by decision. But I won't be surprised if Baumgartner go out there and box on the outside. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just not sure if Baumgartner's style is something that Michaela Mayer ain't never seen before. I'm pretty sure she done been in the ring with boxers. She just ain't never been in the ring with a boxer as physically gifted as Alicia Baumgartner, though. You know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be a good fight, but I'm gonna go ahead and take Michaela Mayer.
See, that's a dog in the fight, most definitely.
Hey, what's up to family of Six Rocks, man? We appreciate you coming through, showing us some support, man. Hey, y'all subscribe to her channel too. She be over there gaming and all that. They got their own little group over there, Miss Almond Brown, family, a couple of more people too, man. T Royal, I think, Voodoo Games. They got their little community, but it's cool though. I go over there damn near every night, just be over there chilling, listening to them play video games while I be working on boxing, studying amateur backgrounds and all that kind of shit. But they cool as hell. So if y'all just like chilling with the lovely ladies, like I say, man, y'all subscribe.
Support our sisters, man.
Yeah. Black gamers. Hashtag black gamers.
Derek Bailey said, facts, Marlo. The fight this weekend is one to pay for real. Big Hen laugh and say, roll up. Big facts, Marlo. Yeah, roll up.
Hey, we got, oh my bad, man. We got some flour down here now, man. I ain't gonna say too much because we probably ain't supposed to be going on like the way it's going on. But yeah, man, you can go to the shop and go get some flour now. Hey, they talking about this some moon rock when I first got it. And the dude was like, and I looked at it and I'm like, damn, that's moon rock. But I went to the crib and that shit was just some gas. So I went back to get some more and I was like, hey man, I bought an eighth last time that y'all sell quarters. You know what I'm saying? He said, hey, y'all, you must like that shit. He said, what you think about it? I said, hey man, I'm gonna be real with you. That ain't no moon rock. I think that's just some bud. He said, but did you like it though?
Right.
I said, hell yeah, shit, we'll go come back and get some more.
Real talk. That's how I be when you get some gas. You know, that shit be a limited time only if you don't stay on it.
Hey, you know I just been on them damn vapes with the distillate. I ain't even been having no flowers, so this is like a welcome addition. Welcome back. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Derek Bailey say, D-Lo calling fights, blow by blow also.
Yeah. He said he ain't doing none of that horse racing ass, auctioneer sounding ass shit I'll be doing. He said he gonna do it the way it was designed to be done.
Design said, thanks, Trey.
Already appreciate you coming through.
Most definitely. D-Lo 404 said, I'm watching my yellow jacket try to pull off this little upset of Clemson. If Clemson wins, I gotta hear a bunch of BS at work all week. Derek Bailey said, nasty counter, right, Trey?
Yeah, it was a nasty counter right here talking about that bomb going. And what D-Lo said, man, hey, man, I'm happy that football season, college football is back, man. We're going to have some fun with that shit. I wanted to say, I know you like Georgia Tech. Do Georgia Tech run the option? Answer that question for me in the chat if you don't mind.
Winston Lee, salute, bro. What's happening?
Gil Cole's in the building.
Gil Cole says Bumgarner gonna get the KO. Yeah, I'm locked in with you.
Hey, I always say a 3.5 can beat anybody up to a 5. So it's not impossible. But I'm going to take Mayer, though.
D-Lo said he got AB winning. Family of Six Rock said, she said, hey, Marlo, Maz and chat. Salute, sis. Welcome. Big Hen say you pay for what you get. You say you pay for what you get. Unfortunately, boxing got to do better with fights and promotion. Most definitely.
Yeah, but at the same time, like I'm big on. I feel like we were sending them the wrong message. When Andy Ruiz, when he fought against Chris Arreola, we bought that shit. It was like $40. When Ortiz, when he fought against Charles Martin, we bought that shit. It was like $40. So we sending them the message that yeah, we are willing to pay for this type of shit. And I think we fucking up on that, man. We need to not make them so comfortable with charging us for them type of fights. They need to think twice about that shit. So that's why this past weekend I was like, no, I'm not buying that shit, man. I'm not buying that shit off principle. They were talking about making Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis later on this year. My boy, one time, L Dub, Lawrence Williams, he say that he think it's square business. He say the writing is really on the wall. He said, where y'all niggas been? He said, shit, I've been sitting up here talking about this shit. That type of fight is something that I'm willing to pay for. You know what I'm saying? Them motherfuckers say, hey, man, give us $100. They got $100. I don't think nobody gonna argue with that. You gonna argue with that, bro? Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia?
Hell nah.
Hell no, nigga. That's pay-per-view worthy, man. And we need to put them in a position to understand that's the type of shit that we willing to pay for. Not no Luis Ortiz versus Charles Martin and Andy Ruiz versus Chris Arreola, and then eventually they doubled up on it. Andy Ruiz versus Luis Ortiz. They ain't charged the 40. They came back with the 80 on that one. Like, nah, we need to stop sending them motherfuckers that type of message.
Talk. Derek Belly said, AB do be looking good. Went to Lee say peace, fam. Cheers with the drizzle. Ivy said, oh yeah. He said, oh, you remember that interview, Trey, when Michaela was talking bad about every other woman? LOL. She bowed about it.
Yeah, that's a mean motherfucker. That's one reason why I'm taking her, because I just feel like her personality is mean, and I think her fight style is mean too. You know what I'm saying? She gonna step to you very menacingly behind the jab when she want to, go to the body and all that kind of stuff. I think her style is more like a dog.
Hey, J1 said, who Instagram you talking about? I think
he's talking about
Baumgartner or
no,
Mayer.
Michaela Mayer is the one that turned around and showing her ass on all the pictures. You know what I'm saying? That's what made me think that she jealous of Baumgartner. She wants to be looked at like Baumgartner's looked at. Baumgartner don't have to take pictures like that. Everybody thinks she's sexy anyway. She don't have to turn around showing her ass on all the pictures. But Michaela Mayer, like, at least I say I'm gonna be conservative and I'm gonna say 40%. You know what I'm saying? 2 out of 5 that she's showing her ass on the picture.
Champ Ross in the building. Salute, bro. He says up, Marlo and Trey.
Man, what's up, man? That's my boy Champ Ross, but I'm still kind of heated because last week the man did not change the Bonariga results as far as the picks and shit go. You know what I'm saying? I ain't just mad, but I was kind of disappointed I ain't get a chance to get them points. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I gotta say, the boxing is a corrupt ass business, man. They had a fight this past weekend, not this past weekend, the weekend before last. It was this guy named Gabriel Bonariga, and he fought a guy. Fuck was his name, man? I can't think of his name. It's Idagov. I think it's Arslan back Idagov or something like that. And they had Idagov as minus 2,500, and they had Bonariga at plus 1,000. So that's 10-1 odds, right? So Napoleon Armstrong, he hit me up behind the scenes, and he like, hey man, what you think about Bonariga? I think he gonna go out there and beat this motherfucker. So I looked at the numbers and stuff, and I saw that Idagov was coming off a layoff, and I literally listened to an interview in Spanish. Well, hold on, let me back up. When it comes to Bonariga, I saw an article that said he had an interesting amateur career. I don't even know what that means. You had an interesting amateur career. So I looked further and I found an interview that was in Spanish, and I listened to it, and he said that he started boxing when he was 19. That's when he had his first fight. So I didn't feel like that was strong enough for me to bet, you know what I'm saying? But Napoleon jumped on that shit. He took them 10-1 odds, and a lot of other people did. The night before, I saw plus 1,000. By the morning time, I saw plus 650. So that means that all the money was coming in on Bonariga. So the results of the fight ended up being Bonariga by split decision. So I'm over here posting and shit. I'm happy for Napoleon. That motherfucker went out there and hit that shit, and that's the only fight that he ever came at me with talking about I should bet with him. And I was impressed that he was able to find that type of opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So I'm posting all in Discord. Look what this nigga Napoleon did, man. This motherfucker went out here and took a 10-1 underdog and hit that shit. So we all happy, right? About 2 days later, they done took all the money back. And we don't understand why. So I'm trying to understand. I'm like, hey, Napoleon, man, you need to email the motherfucker, man, and make sure that you put the reference number and all that kind of shit. And they got back to him and they gave him like, I think they gave him like 7% of his money back that he lost. You know what I'm saying? They gave him 7% of his money back. So look, we were trying to figure out why it went down like that. I looked on BoxRec, they didn't change the results of the fight. The fight went from being a split decision for Bonariga. They changed it to a majority decision for Idigov. And the reason that they gave is that they said that the math was wrong. They added up the numbers wrong. Keep in mind, this is a 10-round fight. So it was a majority decision. Hold on. One of the scores was 96-95. If it's a draw, it's supposed to be 95-95. So by me seeing 96-95, that makes me think it was a 10-10 round. Most fights don't have 10-10 rounds, y'all. They used to more back in the day, but here in modern times, you don't see a lot of 10-10 official rounds. To me, that looked like fuckery. In the casino where the online sports books, they was able to go recoup all that money that they lost. I'm talking about that one change right there. I would have to say millions of dollars probably switch hands. All them people betting on Bonariga, man, they getting 10-1 odds, 9-1 odds, 7-1 odds. The casinos had to pay that shit. They changed the result and got all their money back. I was like, man, boxing is so fucking corrupt, man. It makes no sense.
That's crazy. Gil Cole said, y'all heard I'm a Brown and they'll be on the game. But they don't want no smoke with your boy, though.
Oh, I forgot you be on that shit, man. You should go over there and check them out, man. They might play some shit that you like to play. They be playing all different type of games.
Voodoo Games in the building. Welcome, sis.
I done spoke up, man. I didn't know she gonna come through. I did subscribe to everybody's channel though, by way of Miss Armin Brown, 09, Amazon Angel, you know what I'm saying? But definitely appreciate y'all showing us some support.
Dolly's Games also in the building. Welcome, sis.
She another one. Appreciate you coming through, man. Y'all subscribe to their channels if y'all enjoy gaming and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Champ Ross said, shout out to J1 Pro for picking that draw on the Flores fight.
Oh, that's how that motherfucker got up in the top 5 this week. He went out there and picked a janky ass draw, man. That's a good call.
Voodoo Game said, hey, y'all. Dolly Game said, hey, everyone. Salute, sis. Welcome. Dempsey Design said, my apologies, Marlo. I did not speak to you. It's all good, sis. Everybody talking. Almond Brown is in the building. Salute, sis. She said, hey, fellas. Trey X, Bro Marlo. Chat, mods, blessings, sis.
My Amazon Angel right there. What's up?
J1 Pro said, shout out to Marlo's Corner, Trey X, and Champ Ross for having a dope boxing community.
Salute. Oh, yeah, appreciate you, bro. Salute.
Most definitely. D-Lo said, y'all know I just be fucking around. Hell yeah.
I don't even know what he's talking about.
They call it fight calls, I think, because that's the last thing we was talking about. When you were saying,
oh, he do it how it's supposed to be done. Yeah.
Big Hen say Trey X that gas.
Absolutely, man.
Alma Brown said, shout out to my gaming community for supporting and joining the chat. Most definitely.
Absolutely.
D-Lo said, I got love for the Block fam. Most definitely, D-Lo.
It's reciprocated, man. You need to get your points up on the Champ Ross, but you know, we still consider you the voice of reason.
Them Design said, I shared you out to my people. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
D-Lo say, not since 4 seasons ago when Paul Johnson retired.
4 seasons ago when Paul Johnson. Oh, you talking about do they run the option? Okay, I got you. Yeah, okay. So it's been that long since I've been betting on college football is what I meant to say. But yeah, it's been about that long because me and Marlo, we've been doing this channel for 4 years, and I haven't been betting on college football since then. So that makes sense.
D-Lo say, I've been saying that. He said, make them motherfuckers know we ain't blindly supporting Shizzy just for the F of it.
Yep.
Winston Lee say that Ryan versus Tank in the works for 12/17, December 17th.
And I gotta say, if this fight takes place, people gotta leave Ryan Garcia alone, man. That man done put himself in a position to be in there with a killer. You know what I'm saying? And they talking about fighting at 135. That means that he deserves some respect because his resume right now ain't that much different than them other guys. I mean, he fighting against Fortuna. He had to fight against what's my man 153 and 24 from the UK Olympic gold medalist Luke Campbell. You know what I'm saying? Like I can respect that kind of shit, man. These guys' resume is not that much deeper than Ryan Garcia. And now he done talk the talk and he talking about walking the walk and actually getting in the ring with Tank Davis. I know we still got to believe it when we see it, but I think it's a good sign when I see people like pessimistic motherfucker like L Dub. Well, I ain't gonna say he pessimistic, but I know that he's skeptical when it comes to shit until he see what he need to see. And if he getting on board saying that we gonna see this fight, I think that's a good sign that we will see this fight. And like I said, if it do take place, we gotta put some respect on Ryan Garcia's name, man. He ain't no punk. He willing to get out there.
D-Lo say, I'm not paying no motherfucking $100 for no Tank versus Ryan. Speak for yourself.
Shit, I will. I'll give him a hundo. Two fighters in their prime, some shit that we don't ever even see. Two fighters in their prime fighting on pay-per-view. Most of the time, them motherfuckers be at least 29, 30 by the time we start seeing them in some legitimate pay-per-views. These are two fighters in their prime, 3.5s on the scale, 206 and 15 for Tank Davis, 215 and 15 for Ryan Garcia. Both of them got punching power. Somebody going to sleep, I think, because both of them are two of the hardest punches in boxing pound for pound. People don't give Ryan Garcia his credit on his power in his left hook, but he probably got the hardest hitting left hook in boxing pound for pound. And Tank Davis got power in both hands. And Ryan has showed a little bit of power in the right hand, too. I think it's an awesome fight, man.
And he quick as a motherfucker. Big Hand said, Tank and Garcia, great fight. I'll take it. Make it happen.
Absolutely.
Look at Champ. Champ said, D-Lo, $9.99 or $109.99 for HD.
Yeah.
D-Lo said, he said, I will buy it, but not if it's $100. He said, I would just come over here, close my eyes and listen to Trey's call the frog out of well while visualizing what is happening.
I mean, I rounded up. I'm assuming it'll be 80. Well, come on, man. You'll let $20 keep you from watching the fight. So if they charge 75 or 80, it's cool. But if they charge 100, hell nah. Come on, man.
Napoleon Armstrong in the building. Salute, bro.
Salute. That's my boy.
D-Lo said, y'all keep buying, biting, before you know it, them fools are gonna try us up with 150, 200 pay-per-view.
I won't be surprised, man. Mayweather the first person hit us with the hundo, but it was against Pacquiao. Got to give this motherfucker Napoleon some credit too, man, because I think he like number 6 on the Champ Ross right now. So he is the highest ranking Champ Ross motherfucker from the corner. You know what I'm saying?
If they try that, they gonna get their feelings hurt, D-Lo. Napoleon said, hell yeah. Champ Ross said, yeah, I took the L on that one. He said mixed results on different sites. Shit all messed up.
Hey, I gotta say though, he said the way he gonna make up for it is that he gonna give us more fights on the remaining weeks. So let's hold his ass to that. I don't want to see no week with no 10 fights. I want 15, 16, 17 fights until the end of the season, my brother, since I got to give up them points. And I feel like I should have some say-so because I'm one of the Champ Ross ambassadors. You know what I'm saying? Me and Marlo been pushing the Champ Ross shit for years. So, yeah, man, keep your promise. You said you're going to give us some extra fights to make up for that fight. Please do so, my brother. I want 15 fights minimum every week to close this shit out so I can come down barnstorm.
D-Lo said 7%. Get the out of here, please. Y'all be mad, motherfucker.
It was a
family
little bit over. It was like 7.5% or something like that, but it wasn't too far from it.
uh family of six. The Rock says, "Yep." Big Hen said, "Hey, hold up, bro. Can you?
Yeah, I got you.
I'm right here, Big Hen."
Yeah, Big Hen said a lot of boxers fight like amateurs. I see a lot of head hunting instead of more fundamental boxing, like body shots, head moving, and good defense. Absolutely. The body work is definitely a staple more with the professional game. You know what I'm saying? Chan Ross said that's why I'm loading up the schedule the next few weeks to make up for it. Goddamn me, that's what I'm talking about, man. Yeah, hey, y'all know I always got to change my picks, right? Last week I changed my damn Charles Martin pick from KO4 to KO3. I don't even know why I did it. Like when I thought about it afterwards, I was like, what made me do that shit anyway? That shit cost me a bonus. That would have had me in second place. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but I figured out what I'm doing wrong. I'm working on my picks too early in the week. That's giving me too much time to fuck up. Last time when I won, I would wait to the end of the week to make my pick. So that's what I'm gonna start doing again. Because if y'all notice, at the end of the season, I normally close strong. And the reason is because I done gave up and I done said I can't win. So ain't no sense of me trying hard no more. And that's when I do my best. So yeah, that's what it's gonna be moving forward. Where I'm at. Now, this shouldn't have moved. Napoleon said, I bet 110, won 605. He took it back and gave me $15. $15, goddamn me. D-Lo said that shit is hella corrupt. Absolutely. J1 Pro said they supposed to have a Mortal Kombat 11 tournament. All right. That sounds like something my boy Gil Coles might get out there on. D-Lo said, damn, sorry about the fuckery, fellas. Yeah, I guess he talking to my boy Napoleon. Family say anybody can get it. She must be talking about the damn Mortal Kombat tournament. Y'all lucky y'all ain't playing on something that I know how to play because I'm trash when it comes to the modern day video games. I'm talking about absolute garbage. Basula. You know what I'm saying? Dolly's Games, what's up with you? Appreciate you coming through. James Design said, very interesting conversation, even if I don't know shit about boxing. It's all good, man. Hell, I haven't played video games in probably a decade, but I still have fun just chilling with y'all. Oh, hold on. Who am I talking to? James Design. Yeah, I don't know shit about no arts and crafts and fashion and all that kind of stuff that y'all was doing. You know what I'm saying? I just come through and support. Dolly's Game says she here listening. Appreciate you. J1 Pro said I picked Ruiz by decision too, Trey. That's a good pick. If you would have bet, you would have got 2-1 odds on it. Ms. Armor Brown, I see you. That's my Amazon angel. Sean Ross said, damn, Garcia Tank would be huge pay-per-view numbers. I think so. I think they have action at doing some good numbers. You know what I'm saying? I think they should have the support of the boxing community too, because when is the last time we got two young fighters in a prime at the top of their physical abilities fighting on the pay-per-view? Ryan Garcia will be the underdog in this fight. When the last time y'all seen a fighter that was undefeated in his prime, in his mid-20s, willing to be an underdog in a fight? You don't see that shit that often, man. So I think we should get behind that and support the shit. That's what we want. We want big super fights. So when a big super fight come along, we don't want to buy it. That's why some motherfuckers, man, like I can't even listen to them on YouTube. I ain't talking about nobody in here. I got a specific person in my mind right now. This motherfucker just do all this complaining about boxing. But when he was talking about Crawford and Spence, he said he wouldn't even buy the fight. Why are you talking then? If you ain't even willing to buy the super fights, why are you even complaining? And why am I listening? And I ain't been back since. The fuck I'm sitting up here listening to this nigga for, and he don't even want to buy nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that we got to spend our money freely like just crazy, but I'm saying when it comes to the big super fights, why not? That's what we want. You know what I'm saying? John Ross said, damn, okay, we read that. D-Lo said we should get those fights on regular Showtime. I don't know if you're talking about this super fight, but yeah, we should get some fights on regular Showtime. Dolly's Game said, family, we fight each other. Oh, you talking to family. I got you. I'm going to get out your conversation, get out your business. D-Lo said, I'm cool with it being on pay-per-view, but I'm not going to give them extra credit for doing what they should do in boxing more frequently. All right, man, I'm not going to even go at the shit with no kind of pessimism at all. Like, that's a total different situation from what we've been getting. You know what I'm saying? Even this Wilder versus Helenius shit that's coming up, I'm not trying to buy that. I know y'all going to be like, oh, man, you don't want to support the black man. I mean, hey, The man is coming off 2 knockout losses. What the fuck am I buying a pay-per-view with a man coming off 2 knockout losses for? Absolutely not. I'm not buying that shit.
Hey, Armin Brown, you welcome to share your link over there in their link. That's most definitely what the wrenches is for. I want to promote y'all thing, do y'all thing.
Big Hen said boxing can be great again. We just need some blockbuster fights like Fury and Joshua, Bud and Earl. Yeah, and I think that Tank and Garcia is right below that. You know what I'm saying? D-Lo said you gotta draw the line somewhere. Gil Cole said strong 17th place in the Champ Ross. Yeah, but who in 18th place? And I'm saying that like that's something to be proud of. But what I'm trying to say is I'm right there with you. You was in the top 10 looking good. Felt like you can talk that noise, and look who nipping on your heels. Old Walker, old Huckleberry. Hey, we'll see if you finish in front of me at the end of this season. Hey, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, like Kobe told Iman Shumpert, you had a good season. This shit's over with. D-Lo said promoters going to be showing up at the fights with ski masks on. Yeah, and nigga, we sat up there and listened to Mayweather tell us that he gonna rob us. He gonna rob us and get some more money a whole bunch of times. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they might as well show up with some ski masks on. But if it's a time that they actually gonna put the fighter in a dangerous situation, hey, I'm with it. Fuck it. I'm just gonna have to get robbed. Big Hen said, facts, Trey, I definitely got mad respect for Garcia. I ain't gonna just say I got mad respect for him. I mean, I think he deserves some respect. Though. I don't think he deserves the way people talk about him overall. Like people just act like he just trained. Oh, this person to knock Ryan Garcia out. Oh, this person to knock him the fuck out. Like this man was in 215 and 15. Like, man, come on, man. I done heard some people question his heart and all that kind of shit, question his dedication. How the fuck you got 230 fights and you ain't got no heart and no dedication? That don't even make sense. But you know, that's the difference between somebody that actually fought before, been in the ring, and somebody that just analyzed boxing in the comfort of their homes, in the air condition, in front of their big screen TV. And they ain't never fought nothing. Sean Ross said, yeah, for sure, I'll load it up for everyone to give everyone a chance to make a run. 4 weeks left. We got 15 fights this week. Oh, yeah, that's square business. Everybody can make a run, but the more fights it is, the more that it favors your boy Trey X. You know what I'm saying? Anthony McMullen, salute to you. Says, salute Marlo, Trey X, and everyone in the gym. What happens if Ryan Garcia has a nervous breakdown or whatever he calls and pulls out the fight? Will he be a legitimate duck? Yeah, that's a legitimate duck. If you go to the doctor and the doctor done put you on meds or whatever the fuck they got going on, and you didn't address your issue, and then you get in a big fight, and the pressure seems to get to you to where you succumb to what was fucking with you in the first place, yeah, that's a duck. He don't have no excuses. Once you go to the doctor and the doctor put your ass on that, what they be taking for depression, that Prozac, it's some other word, Zoloft, you ain't got no more excuses. You know what I'm saying? Dimps Design, okay, talking to Gil.
Salute Anthony McMullen.
Xavier the boxing nerd in the building. What felt with you? What's going down? Dimps Design said, and I really appreciate your support. Yeah. Appreciate you coming through, man. I'm gonna come through and check you out. Ms. Armin Brown, thanking Dimps Designs. Sean Ross said, Trey, Marlo, Tank and Garcia, what location you think they should put the fight at? I don't give a damn, man. They can fight in my backyard. For all I care, man. As long as they have the fight. I think they was talking about Atlanta or something like that. I'll take it. I really don't give a damn, though. You know what I'm saying? Where would you prefer to fight, bro?
Yeah, I really ain't tripping, but I know they're gonna put it to where they can get the most asses in the seats, and it's gonna be in Tank favor. So I wouldn't be surprised if Atlanta, New York, or some shit like that.
Shit, are the biggest fights usually in Vegas?
Yeah, Vegas or Texas.
That bitch in Vegas then.
They ain't gonna go to Staples Center because that's like Ryan Garcia's backyard. So
and Vegas is pretty goddamn close too, huh?
Yeah. Real close.
Right. Yeah. D-Lo said the fact that Tank versus Ryan is looked at as some type of super fight is a testament to how poor the pay-per-views have been. It's a cool little fight. a battle on par with Teofimo versus Lomachenko. That's somewhat of a super fight too, but at the same time, I look at boxing differently than y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm looking at Teofimo Lopez, 150 and 20, a 4 on my pedigree scale, and Olympian going against a bona fide 5, Lomachenko, 396 and 1. I look at that as a super fight. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I can't expect everyone to look at the boxing the way I do. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't mad at you, man. But I think they some super fights though. D'Lo said new motto seems to be once a pay-per-view fighter from now on. Yeah, that's what it looked like. And I gotta say, man, I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I'm loving Al Heyman right now. Al Heyman right now. Hell, I'm damn near feeling like I'm turning against Al Heyman because it seemed like he greedy. That's where all the pay-per-views is coming from. And the only thing we can say is he gave us free fights 7 years ago. Like, man, hey, you can't keep living off them 7 years ago when you gave us Keith Thurman and Sean Porter for free. That's bullshit. Bob Arum them over there having big fights and they for free. And they significant fights. I'm talking about undisputed fights and all that kind of shit. And they for free. Like, man, hey, I can't ignore that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm not being a big fan of Al Heyman right now. Want to charge us for every motherfucking fight. Hell, this fight that we had this past weekend, that wasn't even a championship fight. At least have the decency to charge us for a championship fight. This man tried to charge us $80 for 2 contenders. Like, just think about that, man. That's greed, man. Or whatever it is, he's trying to recoup some losses or whatever. But I don't like it. Just being real. Salute to my boy Eric Carr. What's going down? He said, thank God y'all is on. Yeah, we had to come through, man. We're gonna come back on Thursday too for the trivia. I just felt like since we ain't did no live stream in a while, and we ain't called the fights this weekend, we just come in here and chop it up. I ain't gonna bog y'all down with the trivia, but I do got 60 questions already loaded in the chamber. You know what I'm saying? So y'all come through on Thursday, man. We're gonna put it down on the trivia. Let me scroll down. Bruce, what's up with you? Adari Pennant said Andy Ruiz versus Derek Chisora will be a good boxing match next. It don't really make sense for Andy Ruiz, though. To me, that's taking a step backwards going against Derek Chisora. It would be good for us fans as far as like a straight action fight. The guys really ain't going to take too many steps backwards. I agree with you in that regard, but for Andy Ruiz, it don't really make sense to me. How you feel about that fight, bro? Andy Ruiz versus Derek Chisora. God damn, I need to learn how to talk.
Yeah, I don't. It won't mean nothing. It'll just be a fight. So I'm looking for motherfuckers that's trying to be next in line for that motherfucking title fight for that WBC, with the Fury holding that, or Usyk if we don't get the undisputed. But I mean, it'll be a good fight though. But I don't see what would it be for.
It'd be a good fight for us to watch and see. Action fight, we'll enjoy it. But I don't think that you fight Luis King Kong Ortiz so you can set up a Derek Chisora fight, even though Chisora is coming off a big win. I give him that. You know what I'm saying? He beat Kubrat Pulev, split decision, beat him in a rematch. So I understand why he brought the name up. But as far as Andy Ruiz's side, I don't think that's enough to entice him into a fight. He want to fight the big name that's going to lead to him regaining the championship. You know what I'm saying? D'Lo said, don't feel bad, Trey. You don't know that man. What guy is he talking about? It must have been a name or something that I couldn't think of. You know I'm bad with names, man. You already done diagnosed me with CRS. Can't remember shit. Eric R said Keith Thurman ass living off 7 years ago too in his interview. Yeah, Kevin McKay. Welcome to the gym. This is your first time. You don't really look familiar. You said Al Heyman paid Canelo all his money up front, but he still owe money to King Floyd. Okay, I ain't know nothing about that. D'Lo said, I have an issue with the situation no matter who it comes from. Okay, what do you say? Don't feel bad because I don't know that man. He must be talking about Al Heyman.
Hey, I think him and Floyd is invested. Floyd say he invested in PBC, so I think that's the reason why.
Okay. Napoleon, hold on. Okay, Napoleon said, I'm done with old Al. Okay, he said he's done with Al. Well, he probably didn't like, he don't like PBC and shit anyway, because that's where Earl Spence be fighting. He a straight up Crawford supporter, advocate. Hyphy said Trey going in on Heyman. That motherfucker done got off cold. Oh yeah, I'm off cold, huh, man? Hey man, I support boxing, man. I'm not for the support of any man over boxing. I just feel like Top Rank doing better shit right now. I think they giving us good fights. They got a great stable of fighters. They got some talent, and they giving us historically significant fights for free. Yeah, we got a big fight this weekend. That's Top Rank, if I'm not mistaken, with Michaela Mayer and Baumgartner and Carissa Shields and stuff. I think that's gonna be a Top Rank card. Ain't that on ESPN Plus? I might be wrong, man. I gotta go check that shit, but I think it's on ESPN Plus. So that's some more history being made. All women's card. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm at. Dimps Design said, "What time is the trivia?" Basically, whenever Marlo is able to set it up, you know what I'm saying? Because he when he get out work and stuff. But it ain't gonna be too late though. Me and him done already talked about it, so we already said we're gonna put it down. Ms. Alma Brown said she ready for the trivia. I got your complimentary point already ready for you.
Hey, it is on ESPN Plus, and it be around like 5:30 or something.
Pacific time. You know what I'm saying? He in Cali. Family say what time. She said she gonna come through too. Just get y'all Google ready, man, because I got a lot of history in this one, though. I ain't gonna lie. Normally I do like a lot of modern day boxing here recently, but for this one, I put a lot more history into it. Because I don't want us to slip up too much, man. I feel responsible for my community. I don't want nobody going nowhere and they ask you, what year did Jack Johnson win the championship? And you don't know. Like, you supposed to know that shit if you fuck with our channel off the top. You know what I'm saying? And that's 1908, by the way. Eric R said, put 4 Roy Jones and Andre Ward questions in there so I can get my vote. I done already got them. I think I might got one Roy question, maybe. D-Lo said, yeah, Andy versus Chisora will be on pay-per-view too. Absolutely, that should be on pay-per-view. Yeah, let's not even go that direction. Xavier the Boxing there said, I'll remember that George Dixon question. George Dixon, oh, you must be talking about Jack Scully. Jack Scully was he was the first man to fight for a championship in his debut. He fought against George Dixon in the Carnival of Champions and got the brakes beat off of him. He beat the man so bad that there were no more mixed race fights in the South for like 60 years. That's how bad that Jack Scully got his ass whooped fucking around with George Dixon. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's something that he learned fucking with his boy Trey X. He don't learn very much because he's able to boxing nerd is a monster when it comes to boxing history. But I can say he did learn something from his boy. And I got that from OG Scrapbook Boxing. Y'all don't forget about him, man. He always dropping gems. Go off in there and check out Scrapbook, man, for the history. D-Lo said Chisora is trying to get blessed by Zhang in China next. Okay, that'll be a good fight. I'll take it. I think he's going to go out there and get his ass knocked out. Yeah, he's going to get blessed, huh? Napoleon said every time I talk bad about Al, a black Yukon. He said every time we talk about Al, a black Yukon ride by and slowed down. Drive by, basically. Big Hen said Garcia made me eat crow. I don't like the taste, but I got Tank Davis if they do fight. They got Tank as a favorite. They already got the odds up and everything. They got Tank at -175, and they got Ryan Garcia at +125. So those are very close odds, y'all. And by the time that we get to the fight time, it could go one or two ways. I mean, we could either see that lead expand, like it could go from -175 to like -300, or it could go the other way to where it's down there a pick 'em. You know what I'm saying? I think with Ryan Garcia's fan base, I think it's gonna slide more towards a pick 'em by the time they do fight. I can see it being like -120 for Tank Davis and even money for Ryan Garcia. That's my prediction on the odds for the fight. By the time they actually do fight is what I'm trying to say. D-Lo said, Al Heyman, you don't know, Al, so don't feel bad. Yeah, I got you. I don't feel bad. Fuck it. I'm just looking at what's going on, man. It ain't nothing that I got against him personally. I don't like how he moving. You know what I'm saying? I think he being greedy. Adara Penny said Andy Ruiz would knock out Derek Chisora. Yeah, I think he should. I mean, Derek Chisora don't have much of an amateur background. He going against a 4 on the pedigree. Well, not a 4, 3.5, 105 and 5, but he didn't quite make the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? So I got to say that he a 3.5. But Derek Chisora is like a 0. So he's supposed to lose. You know what I'm saying? Big Hen said boxing should be in Vegas or Madison Square Garden for all the fights to promote that shit right. I would take Madison Square Garden over Vegas though, because like Marlo said, Vegas is not that far from Ryan Garcia's backyard. Marlo be driving to Vegas and hitting the casinos every now and then. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that ain't nothing but a hop, skip, and a jump. D'Lo said according to Chan Ross, it's on ESPN Plus. I got you. Yeah, so that's another one. You know what I'm saying? They putting together some good work over there with Top Rank, man. It just is what it is. Hell, my favorite fight call that I ever done was a Top Rank, and that was Better Be versus Joe Smith that we did not that long ago. That was my favorite fight call we did. I think I was on my shit with the fight call. Marlo was on his shit with his commentary and all that kind of stuff, because it really wasn't much to score. I mean, he was getting his ass whooped, but I think Marlo did a great job. Hey, we got to give Marlo his props too. Square business. Like I always say, nigga, I done called over 600 fights. That motherfucker Marlo done scored over 600 fights. And I gotta say, early on, I think he was a little biased because I used to be teasing him and shit like, nigga, you need to score the fight right, nigga. But he done came a long way. Like Marlo's scorecards be congruent to the official scorecards a lot of time. Them motherfuckers say 115, 113. Marlo say 115, 113. And motherfucker done got good at that shit. So that, you know, we a duo. Nigga, I call the fights, Marlo score that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Like what they talking about that Marshall Shields joint?
I ain't even see you get on the panel. What's up, nigga? Coming out of nowhere and shit.
Yeah, I've been up
I don't know
like
what fight you
5
talking about though.
minutes.
Oh, you talking about ESPN Plus?
Yeah, that's what y'all talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's originally that was like a boxer thing because they signed both of them, but the only reason ESPN Plus got involved was because of Michaela Mayer. So yeah, that's the only reason they broadcasting it, really, because she involved.
Okay.
What's the
Bomb
thing?
Garner don't fight on ESPN Plus?
Nah.
Okay. I knew one of them motherfuckers did. I know I just seen Michaela Mayer. I watched the Hamadou's fight on ESPN Plus.
Yeah, she signed with Top Rank. So that's
All
the
right.
main reason that they getting broadcast on ESPN Plus.
Yeah, I'm glad your ass got on the panel, motherfucker. Hey, you gonna get in the Chan Ross next season?
Well, shit, we'll see. They gonna say they talking about we working all these hours until like April and shit. So we'll see, man.
I done fell off because I done lost my rival. I was in for.
I saw you down there like 20s and shit. I'm like, what this nigga
nah, don't
doing?
do me like that now. I ain't in the 20s. I'm in 18th place, my brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I lost some of my mojo. I ain't got
Yeah,
my rival. Goddamn me.
yeah. Got to motivate
Yeah.
you. Apollo Creed in that, man.
Yeah. Big Hen said Earl Spence hiding from Big Bad Bud, right, Marlo? He called you out, bro. He said Earl hiding from Big Bad Bud.
Nah, I answered him in the chat. I was like, no, in my Red Friday voice.
Yeah. Jim Design say, okay, I've been subbed to Marlo. I'll check in. Okay, appreciate that. We're gonna check in on your channel too. Y'all subscribe to her channel. Ms. Armor Brown said, don't miss out on the boxing trivia. She getting a mod on down there. She said, don't miss out on the boxing trivia with the fellas on the corner this Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. Absolutely, I appreciate that. Big Hen, yeah, he laughing and shit. It's all good. That's one thing, man. I like that about our community because we clearly going for Spence. My boy, DeCane, he going for Crawford. We got a lot of people that's going for Crawford. My boy Napoleon going for Crawford.
D-Lo.
But it ain't D-Lo. But it ain't really no big deal. Like we've been talking shit about these type of fights for a while. It ain't even no big deal. There's been a lot of people falling out about that shit. Like I was listening to some motherfucker one time a long time ago. Them folks were talking about like they were falling out for real over the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, fuck y'all niggas type shit. We ain't had no moments like that, man. So I'm proud about that as far as our community. Real shit. We ain't sensitive, you know what I'm saying? Xavier said, I try to learn something new every day. Sometimes I have to relearn things. Yeah, that's everybody here. That's why I got to get back into history, man, because I ain't want to fall off too bad. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all done gave D-Lo, Big Hen done gave D-Lo a super pump. Look what D-Lo done said.
Uh, D-Lo said, Spence a bad motherfucker. He ain't going to hide. He going to meet Bud in the square circle and take his L like a G. That's how he's supposed to feel. Well, we going to see, though, man. I just hope that the fight actually takes place.
Man, Bud gonna get all the THC knocked up out his motherfucking ass. The fuck he talking about, nigga?
Hey, we smoke Bud in Texas, man. I done tried to tell them a million times, but they ain't trying to listen to it. But it's all good.
Hey,
We
hey,
just got to see.
how Unc say, Marlo? Only thing pound for pound about Crawford is in BBW, like he said that
Square business, you know what I'm saying? Hey, but we ain't never said Crawford can't fight. The only thing I was going off on because I didn't feel like he was pound for pound number one, but I ain't never said he couldn't fight. The man can fight. They actually got Crawford as the favorite in the betting odds and shit to open. I saw it was minus 120 for Crawford, and it was right at even money, like minus 105 for Spence. So the odds makers, they thinking Crawford. But I'm riding with Spence, man. It just is what it is. I see the advantages in him, but I also see advantages in Crawford because Crawford got an earlier starting boxing. He started fighting when he was a little kid, like 7, 8 years old, and Earl started fighting when he was 15. So that's an advantage that he has, you know what I'm saying? But I just like Earl's work rate. I like the jab. I like the body work. I like the aggression. I like the sizes. It's a lot of shit that I like. I like the amateur background too. 135-12 going against 58-12. I know everybody know that record by now. And the type of guys that was beating Crawford in the amateurs, I don't think they fucking with no Earl Spence, you know what I'm saying? Jared Bell, Montez, and all them dudes. Hell no. So I got my reasons, but I ain't mad at nobody for taking Crawford, you know what I'm saying? Derek Beatty said Bud was about to beat Trey Songz' ass. Did y'all hear about that? Yeah, I heard my man Greg Hackett. I'm over here telling on myself because I told y'all I don't like listening to Greg too much because I like his opinions, so I don't be wanting to adopt his opinions. But I did listen to him talk about that shit. Yeah, that makes no sense, man. Crawford will beat the brakes off of Trey Songz, man. What are you thinking?
He thinking he want to go viral by getting the viral ass.
And it's whatever he want to do too, man. If you want to stand up and fight, he gonna beat your ass. If you want to take it to the ground, the nigga know how to wrestle. Your ass is out of there. I just don't see no win for Trey Songz. He gonna have to get some help. He needs security. Cause that's an ass whooping all day long. The best uni. Welcome to the gym. This is your first time. I don't recognize you. Definitely appreciate you. Okay, Dim's Designs recognized. So that she shared the video, and that's somebody that clicked on the link and came to check us out. We definitely appreciate you coming through.
Most definitely. Welcome, sis.
Yeah. The Kane said, okay, talking to in the chat and shit. I was wondering why, because he is on the panel. D-Lo said Greg had a fight about a week ago, came up short, but motherfucker gave him his props. Yeah, if you look in the chat, I'm in there giving him his prop. He done fought this dude on short notice. He fighting in a weight class that he ain't accustomed to fighting in. I think the guy that he fought was undefeated, if I'm not mistaken. He might have had a draw on his record. But yeah, I think he lost by split decision. I count that as a win. I don't give a damn what nobody say. It was one judge that said that Greg won the fight and he fought the man on a couple of days' notice. That's a win for Greg. I don't give a damn what they say. Yeah, I like Greg, man. I like the whole gym. I like the whole gym. I like Ennis, his brother. I like Bozy Ennis. I like the way he interact with people. He just seemed like a good guy. You know what I'm saying? They all come across like that. They seem like they like the fight game, but they just seem like some good people. Like they respect people. They treat people the right way. You know what I'm saying? And they know the fight game. They done been in there. Bozy fought. Greg fight and fought, whatever you want to say. Ennis, his brother, he fought. All the motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I like that gym, man.
Hey, I'm gonna say this though about the Earl and Bud fight. This is about the closest thing we finna get to a throwback. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like Hagler Hearns type of shit. Sugar Ray versus Marvin. It's gonna be a classic matchup, man. It's gonna be it should be must see for casuals and hardcore.
I think so too, man. I think it's going. Both fighters gonna bring some shit to the table. I don't think it's gonna be no wash either way. That's just my opinion. I know people on both sides think it's just gonna be easy. It's gonna be easier than y'all think. All right. Because I done heard a lot of people say that, especially the Crawford fan. It's gonna be easier than y'all think. Okay, we'll see. I know the way I look at boxing. You know what I'm saying? So the way I look at boxing, it ain't gonna be easy. And I got a track record of serving crow and kicking ass when it comes to this boxing shit too. Been doing it for 4 years. I got a gold medal next to my name. Nigga, I feel like that Ray Sherman that them kids used to listen to back in the day. I got a gold medal and a gold bezel because I'm so special, nigga. I know this boxing shit. And this is going to be a tough fight, like Marlo said. It's going to be throwback. This is going to be the type of shit that we can talk to our kids and grandkids about in the future. Like they talk, like our granddads and dads talk to us about Leonard and Hearns, Hagler and Leonard, Hagler, Hearns, Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard, all that kind of stuff. This is gonna be our version of that. So I just hope that we get it, man. Square business. And may the best man win. If Earl get his ass whooped, I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna pay my boy Napoleon his $20, gentleman bet that we bet. I'm gonna give Crawford his props. You know what I'm saying? And I might say they the number one pound for pound. But that's a hell of a win. But if Earl win, I'm gonna come in here and talk that shit, and I'm gonna serve my crow. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, and I'm gonna collect my $20 too. But we gonna see. Eric R said, "Can't no nigga with songs in their name think about throwing hands." Goddamn. All right. Big Hen said, "Okay, Bud, the favorite, but Earl is not a pushover. It'll be a good fight. It's gonna be a great fight. It's definitely gonna be worth it. I know my boy D-Lo will give him $100 for that. I bet D-Lo paid $100 for Mayweather versus Pacquiao. That man can't tell me he ain't pay $100 for that fight. If Earl and Crawford fight, I got 100 on it. Well, not on the bet, but bet.
D-Lo paid $250. He knew what I'm talking about.
He must have lost a bet or something.
This motherfucker, site he got, that motherfucker used to be $250. Now that motherfucker like $7. So I said at that time it probably was $250.
Yeah. Okay, let me look. The Kane. Okay, something crazy. D-Lo said that's some solid shit. Eric R said Greg got excellent tail. Yeah. Greg is Greg a bad dude, a bad motherfucker, man, when it comes to breaking down them fights. But he done been in there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he just got a different type of perspective, and he stayed active in the fight game. He in the gym every day, training people and all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Hey man, shout out to Greg Hackett, man, in the whole gym over there. That hole in the wall looking at gym in Philadelphia. They putting it down. And they got some talent in there too. Cool Boy Steph and Jerron Ennis and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, they doing some good shit. Napoleon said they claimed Trey and Chris Brown got hands. I heard that shit back in the day. But it's one thing having hands, against a regular motherfucker. But we talking about a pound for pound level fighter. And that ain't all he can do. The motherfucker know how to wrestle and shit. He naturally strong. Motherfucker being there deadlifting 400 pounds and all kind of crazy looking shit. Man, leave that motherfucker alone. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Hey, Napoleon, don't worry. On that day, I'm going to have my dollars together. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be on that day. You know what I'm talking about? Matter of fact, around the time we announce the fight, I'm definitely going to take a few bets.
Napoleon said he got $2,000 set aside just for bets. He said anybody wants to smoke, he got $2,000 worth of bets for your ass. So he definitely gonna be betting. Napoleon said can't get whooped by no R&B nigga square business. Dim Design said yes, that's my craft sister. Yeah, I appreciate you sharing the video and definitely appreciate her coming through. Big Hen said no doubt Trey will get hurt by Bud. That's real boxer. They lethal weapons with their hands. Yeah, D-Lo said, I hear that shit on both sides. I can see both guys winning multiple ways, but I ain't changed my pick again. Yeah, I done changed my pick a couple of times. That's how close that I think it is. The reason that I changed my pick is because I saw that Earl had problems with high-level amateurs and southpaws in the amateurs. Sergey Sapiev and Andre Zamkovoy. But those are world beaters, though. Shit, go look up that shit, all them goddamn gold medals and shit they got. Hell, I can't fault that man for that. If Crawford fought against him, they might have beat him too in the amateurs. Because Crawford lost to people that wasn't even on their level. He losing to Saddam Ali and all that kind of shit. Them folks ain't fucking with no Sergey Sapiev and Andre Zamkovoy. These folks is winning gold and silver medals. But at the same time, they are southpaws. Earl did have some problems with them. He got caught early on in his career against, I can't think of his name, the African guy, the southpaw, Emmanuel Larte. So that made me think maybe if it's an open guard fight against a southpaw, that might give him some problems. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not changing my pick again. I changed my shit back to Earl, and I already laid out my reasons, and I'm just going to stand on my pick, and I think we got a great chance to win that motherfucker.
D-Lo done came and gave away his secret. You heard me say it was an inside joke. Look at this. Look at it.
Okay, Napoleon said, who else won't in on the gentleman bet? He said I told you he got $2,000 worth of bets he trying to get out. D-Lo said, I paid the actual price for Mayweather Pacquiao proudly. The fight went pretty much like I thought it would. He paid that hundo. D-Lo said, yes, I paid $7 to see Ortiz versus Ruiz. I supported in my own way, and I made videos in support as well. Hyphy said, speaking of Hackett, he had a fight scheduled for August the 28th. Yeah, that's the fight that we talking about that he fought. He lost by split decision. I saw a video today. I didn't actually click on it, but in the title, he was announcing another fight that he has coming up soon. I think it's in December or something like that. Well, hell no, it ain't that goddamn far. Maybe it's in October is what he said in the title. It was something like that, man. He got a fight that's coming up here soon. Big Hen said Bud and Earl definitely a must-see. It's not going to be easy for both of you. It's going to be some ebbs and flows, I think, man. I think both of them going to have some times where they getting some good work off, and I think it's going to be some good work getting off on their ass, too. You know what I'm saying? Eric Carr said, my man keep talking like that little monster going to put some hands and feet on Cool Boy. Shit, let's go. I like to see that. Cool Boy going to get Clubber Lang on this cat. Yeah, I'm with Cool Boy all day, man. I done broke it down a bunch of times. But if you want to see a Nui get beat, go look at him fight Yosvani Vesha from Cuba. You know what I'm saying? That's a bad dude, though. I can't lie. You know, Vesha a bad dude. But he beat Nui twice. The first time he dominated the man. And then the second time, Nui tried to come and fight back a little bit. I think he won a round. Like the first time he lost 3 rounds to nothing. And in the rematch, he lost 2-1. So we give him some props. He came back with something, made him more competitive. He was an older and more mature fighter. But he still went out there and got beat by a pure boxer twice. In a closed guard fight, I will say that, because Vesha is a southpaw, but I think it's going to be even worse with Cool Boy. Like, how low has Nui fought? Didn't he fight at like 108 or some shit like that? How low has he fought, man? I think he fought at like 108. Man, Cool Boy Steph ain't never fought that goddamn low. 122 is his entry class, if I'm not mistaken. He might have fought at 118, but that's still way higher than a Nui. Man, I wish I would pick that little bitty motherfucker. But hey, if they do fight, me and my boy Joseph Brown, we got to get us a gentleman bet down. You know what I'm saying? Square bitches got to get us a gentleman bet down. I lost my spot in the chat. Okay, D-Lo said I had 2250 set aside for Spence versus Crawford, but I had to go into it recently. Goddamn, it's all good. Napoleon said, didn't Earl lose to the cat Jamel just beat? He did. He lost to the motherfucker Brian Castano. He beat him twice, actually. But at the same time, Brian Castano was 181-5. That motherfucker would have probably beat Crawford. Crawford was losing to people that ain't as good as him. That's my thing. Like when people bring up who Earl lost to, he losing to bad motherfuckers. We bring up who Crawford lost to. Okay, all right, Saddam Ali, that's cool. Jerry Belmontes, twice. All right. What's my man, Ray Robinson type shit? The best one that I can think of is Ugas. You know what I'm saying? Ugas beat him. Ugas a good fighter, Olympic bronze medalist, 250 amateur fights, Cuba, Escuela de Boxeo. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the motherfucker that was beating Earl, in my opinion, they would have a great chance of beating Crawford in the amateurs.
Didn't Danny Garcia beat Bud?
I think they split. And I think him and Mikey Garcia split. So, there's some pretty decent guys. But even looking at them, I mean, all right, Mikey Garcia, 48-12. Is that the most impressive thing y'all heard? And then what's the other guy you just said? Danny Garcia, yeah. 107-13. Is that comparing to 181-5 and all this shit? And winning on the international level? Absolutely not. Those they cool fighters, but they ain't no world beaters. Earl losing to world beaters. That's the difference in my opinion. But hey, like I always say, a 3.5 can beat anyone up to a 5. Whenever I'm talking about the amateur background with this fight, it's really just so I can have fun and talk shit about Crawford. The amateur background is really not my deciding factor in this fight. I mainly talk about the jab. I talk about the pace. I talk about the body shots. I talk about the size. I talk about shit like that. It's not, this guy was 135-12 and this guy was 58-12. So that automatically means that 135-12 gonna win. I don't do it like that. But facts are facts. You know what I'm saying? That man lost to some people that just wasn't just the greatest motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? They was cool though. D'Lo said fight took too long to get here. It happens. Yeah, Napoleon talking about Castaño. I got you. D'Lo said, yeah, you can. Okay, talking to Napoleon.
Dibs Design. Good night, sis. Appreciate you for stopping through.
Absolutely. Yeah, we ain't gonna be too far behind. D'Lo said we are on our way to another 3-win season in the flats in ATL. Oh, you talking about the Falcons? Yeah, I'm happy. I thought football season was starting this past weekend. I ain't gonna even lie. I'm over here scrambling, trying to give me some flowers so I can check out the damn game. And wasn't no game coming on. Well, me and Marlo, we locked in this season, man. Me and Marlo, we taking the Buffalo Bills to win it all. You know what I'm saying? I went on the road with my boy.
And you know this, man.
Yeah. It was kind of like my first thought was the 49ers, but they got a goddamn second-year quarterback. I just can't see him going to win the championship. I think he got to pay his dues first. You know what I'm saying? In Buffalo, man, they were leading the league in several major categories last year. Like points per play margin, they led the league in that shit last year. But they came up in some tough spots in the playoffs. Like they had some games, like they played against Kansas City, and I think they played Kansas City. Who did the motherfucker lose to in the playoff? Didn't they lose to Kansas City?
Talking about Buffalo?
Or did they lose to Cincinnati?
Talking about Buffalo, right?
Yeah.
I think it was Cincinnati.
Okay, so they beat Kansas City, right? Oh no, Cincinnati beat Kansas City. I know that Buffalo had a tough game, man, and it was hard for them to bounce back because of the emotion. That's what made me think that they lost last year in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely think they got a complete team. They got an offense. They got some new pieces on defense and shit. Yeah, I got to ride with them Bills, man. Don't nobody circle the wagon like the Bills. D'Lo said Aleem is back on Cool Boy's helmet about the fight. He just had a good win. That motherfucker just went out there and beat a foe, Mike Planya. He beat a motherfucker with over 300 amateur fights, and he fought in the AIBA World Championships and got a couple of wins. So I would feel pretty good too. Shit, I went out there and beat somebody like that.
Napoleon is a damn fool.
What'd he say? Yeah, for real. Napoleon said, and not just a win, Bud gonna stop that man. All KOs at 147. He ain't fought no goddamn body though, man. Y'all keep on bringing up that kind of shit, bro. Like it don't matter how many times you say it. I'm not gonna be impressed with him stopping Amir Khan, one leg Benavidez. Like I'm not gonna even go down the road because Napoleon, he the type of dude that'll draw you into a firefight. Me and this motherfucker went back and forth for 8 hours straight on this shit, and I still ain't recovered from it. 8-hour conversation about a fight. Yeah, I'm cool on that shit, man. Hey, I respect your opinion. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Ivy say Rice Salim is calling for Fulton as well. Yeah, he's been talking about that shit for a while. But at the same time, I just don't think he quite on his level. Like this guy was 65-10, and he was a 3-time national bronze medalist. Like I be saying, these guys are 3.5. He's a 3. He a solid 3. Like I said, 65-10. and he was a 3-time national bronze medalist. Cool Boy Steph was winning national championships, 75 and 15. So that's kind of close. You know, one guy got 80 fights, the other one got 90. But one guy was winning bronze and the other guy was winning gold. Nigga, I'm going with the guy that won gold. And not only did the man win bronze, he won bronze 3 times. So that's telling me, like, nigga, that's what you are. You a 3. Like, how many times do I need to see it before I just accept the fact that you a 3? You done won bronze 3 times. I know I'm a bad motherfucker with that amateur background shit, ain't I?
Hey, what's Mean Machine amateur background?
Over 300 fights. I ain't never seen the actual record, you know what I'm saying? But I did see that he had over 300 amateur fights. Yeah, I know that was a good win. That's probably his best win at 47. You know, I ain't gonna take that away. But at the same time, that is a man that fought a draw with Ray Robinson now. And a lot of people felt like Ray Robinson beat him.
And it wasn't no easy win either. Remember, he put him down, man.
He did. And at the same time, that's also a guy that got beat by Virgil Ortiz. He got stopped by Virgil Ortiz. You know, so you keep that in perspective.
After Crawford tenderized him a little bit.
Big boy, salute, fam.
I mean, we can say that. I think that Ortiz would have stopped him regardless, though.
Yeah.
No matter when they fight. But yeah, we can say that though. He got softened up a little bit by Crawford. D-Lo said Jerry Belmontes was a cool little amateur. He beat Figueroa's ass too. Figueroa though, bro. Like, come on, man. Why are we bringing up Figueroa? Them motherfuckers ain't had but 30 amateur fights. So it ain't like he beat them on some kind of big ass stage. Them folks was fighting mainly regional type of fights. So I can't just give him no credit because of no fucking Figueroa. And I'm assuming you're talking about Omar Figueroa. Well, yeah, he was a cool little fighter. We got to say he a cool little fighter if he beat Crawford twice. He didn't beat him once. He beat him twice. D-Lo said Mikey didn't beat Bud. I thought they split, but he might have just lost to Bud. And I know that's the guy that got Crawford signed with Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? Because they wasn't really checking for Crawford like that. But Mikey told him, hey, man, I know a bad motherfucker that you need to give a chance to. And I also got to say, I said it last time, I say it again. Crawford is a 3.5 on my scale, but he could potentially be much higher because he won the qualification tournament to go to the Pan American Games. But he got in trouble with Kenny Porter, and Kenny Porter didn't allow him to go. So if he would have went to that tournament and he would have beat some of them Cubans, he would be higher than the 3.5. I would have him at like a 4, a 4.5, maybe even a 5, because I have a lot of respect for the Pan American Games. You down there fighting them Cubans, I gotta have respect. If you over there fighting them, or you fighting them Russians in the European championships and all that shit, I'm gonna give you props. European games, I'm gonna give you props. But he didn't get a chance to go prove it because he wasn't allowed to go. Dempsey Zines, good night, fam. It's been cool chilling with y'all. I'll be back. Sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger. D-Lo said, in fact, I felt Belmonte beat Figueroa in the pros too, but got a favorable decision. Yeah, that's not the measuring stick for me, though. No goddamn Figueroa. What the fuck is Figueroa? 0.5? I got Figueroa like maybe, well, I'm going to give him more price. I say like a 1.5, but that ain't nothing special right there. I'm sorry. D-Lo said, Georgia Tech, not the Falcons. Okay. I thought both of them probably going to be sorry. You talking about 3 wins. I don't think the Falcons going to do too much. D-Lo said Bills can't win a Super Bowl. They have proven that. But this is a different squad right here, man, and they got some championship pedigree that just joined the team. They just got Von Miller. And at last year, to close the season, they had the number 1 ranked defense. They was giving up 0.303 points per play. That's a major metric for me. They led the league in points per play differential. That's also a major one for me. They led the league in average margin of victory. That's another big one for me. And they done paid their dues. They done got in the playoffs and won some games. They done paid their dues. Normally after that, I see the next step is go win the thing. And they got a good quarterback. I like that motherfucker when he was at Wyoming, because I had bet on him a few times. He went out there and handled that business for his boy Trey X. That goddamn, I can't, Josh Allen. Yeah, that motherfucker was slanging that bitch at Wyoming. I think they got a decent team. Napoleon said, y'all better not. King, oh yeah, we got you. Yeah. Eric Carr said, this guy these guys can win a Super Bowl. I don't know if they ready yet. You talking about the Eagles? I don't know. I think they are ways off. I'm not sure about the quarterback and stuff too. Big Boys Boxing, what's up with it? Says, up, fam? Hope y'all are well. Yo, we good as a government check. Never been better. D-Lo said, I just mentioned Omar because Omar went on to become a champion as well. Yeah, but yeah, man, I ain't impressed with him. That motherfucker just went and got stopped by Lippincott. Like, come on, man. How the fuck you get stopped by Lippincott? My boy Eric R, he hit me up. He was like, man, I'm thinking about putting some money on Figueroa. That shit sound like some free money. I said, man, hey, save your money, my brother. Put your money back in your pocket. Because ain't no telling what this motherfucker about to go out here and do coming off a layoff. And he already the type of guy I really don't trust. Went out there and got stopped. D-Lo, okay, I read that. Xavier on the panel, what's up with you?
Not much. I've got a question for you, a trivia question that I've been thinking of.
I don't waiting, motherfucker.
Okay. What fighter defeated 2 Hall of Fame world champions, Kid Chocolate and Charles Bud Taylor, inside of the same calendar month?
It sounds like that's something that you just told me too.
I mentioned it in passing, yeah.
Say it again. What he beat 2 Hall of Famers. He beat Kid Chocolate.
Yeah, 2 Hall of Fame champions, Kid Chocolate and Bud Taylor, inside of the same calendar month.
That ain't the same Bud Taylor that beat
Canzoneri? Yes, he's in the Hall of Fame.
No, I'm thinking about the other one. The who was the motherfucker that beat the motherfucker that was named after the president, Jimmy Carter? Who was the one that he lost his
lightweight in the 50s? This is in 1930.
Okay, so this is a different one, right? I don't know nothing about that Taylor at all. So the guy that I have no idea. What's the answer?
What's the Fidel LaBarbera.
Yeah, I never even I done seen that name a couple of times, but I ain't never read nothing about it.
He's actually a really good fighter for trivia because he won his first world championship in his 11th fight.
Okay.
And you could say what fighter fought Jimmy McLarnin inside of his first 5 fights and became a champion in his 11th?
Yeah. Well, at the same time, I never claimed to be an historian.
No, I'm not saying that. I like to bring up certain little things people don't talk about or that are just on my mind.
Yeah. Well, come through on Thursday, man. I might have some questions that you might find interesting. I got a bunch of history questions on this one. And then I've been in my books a little bit. Like I got a Cuban book and shit that I've been reading. There might be some stuff that you might find interesting.
Oh, definitely. I'm sure I'll learn some stuff that I haven't heard of.
Maybe. You know what I'm saying? I know you know a lot about this shit. I give all the credit to the top level historians. That definitely ain't me. But at the same time, I ain't just a fish out of water, though. You know what I'm saying? I don't sound like I don't know shit about boxing history because I do know a little something.
Of course. Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I like this channel so much.
Let me look in the chat a little bit. Big Boy Boxing, save your money for Salgado's next fight. I know it was a Salgado's that just fought, and I took him to lose by decision, and I bet on that shit. Joey Spencer, minus 152, went out there and boxed his ass up and got that decision for his boy Trey X. Appreciate that too, Joey Spencer. They were talking about Joey Spencer said he willing to fight the big boy now. He willing to fight what's that big tall motherfucker, the towering Inferno?
Fondor.
Yeah, he said he willing to fight Fondor. He willing to fight Tony Harrison. He named a few names. You know what I said? I thought about it too, man. I think he got action at beating Fondor. When I sat down and thought about it, because look, this is a 9-time national champion, number one. Fondor ain't on that low. But, you know, I know he did go out there and beat Lubin, and Lubin was like 143-7 and all that shit. About 7 national championships, you know. But I think that Joey Spencer got faster twitch than Lubin. You know what I'm saying? Lubin got a little bit more of a wind up to his punches to me. Joey Spencer is more of a ish type of guy. Very fast twitch. I think that'll give that motherfucker Fondor some problems. And I know that he went out there and he beat Lubin down, but Lubin did drop that motherfucker. Let's not forget about that. That was one of the most exciting moments that I ever had calling the fight too, because Lubin was getting his ass whooped, and all of a sudden you just see this spark, and he started landing some shots, and he ended up dropping the motherfucker. Man, that shit was so exciting. But I think that Joey Spencer got action at beating Fundora, man. I really do. I know he ain't that big. He only like 5'10" and shit. He been kind of like looking like he might want to go to 160. But I think he's strong enough to beat that guy. I think he got speed, and I think he got fast twitch muscles that'll get that dude some problems. Let me look in the chat a little bit. D-Lo said, I'm talking about Omar before the long layoff, semi-retirement. Just giving the dude his props, but it has nothing to do with excusing Bud's loss to him. He beat Bud because he was better than Bud. Man, that motherfucker Figueroa, let me tell you something, man. I be holding it against people when they be making me eat crow and shit. I kind of hold it against him because I picked him to beat Ugas, because to me it looked like Ugas didn't like body work. Like when he fought against Thomas Delorme, I thought Delorme was going to his body in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So I would like, if Omar could get in there, I think he could have some success. He got in there and allowed himself to be tied up all night. All that man Ugas did was hold and clinch him all night, and he accepted the clinch. He wasn't even working out the clinch. And I just been holding it against him ever since. Got me up here looking stupid. Like I don't know shit about boxing. You know what I'm saying? D-Lo said he is one of those hard luck fighters that I liked. I got you. Big boys. But I said Joey crazy trying to fight Fundora. I mean, I guess anybody would be crazy to fight Fundora. I mean, the man is, what is he? 6'5" or some shit? I think he like 6'5" or 6'6" or some shit at 154. I mean, that sounds crazy for anybody. You know what I'm saying? But I think he got action. Unless just by this man being 6'6", we just gonna say can't nobody beat him. Hell, if that's the direction that you want to go in, shit, fuck it. Let's go that direction. Can't nobody beat Fundora. He too big. But I think he got action, though. He said Fundora be on Joy like flies on the turd. Hey, that's the same man that was coming to here arguing me down about, what was that fight that he was arguing me down about? What's that motherfucker? Blair the Fleur Cobb. Yeah. Woo! Blair the Fleur. Arguing me down about Blair the Fleur going against my man from Texas, Maurice Hooker, and had to come in here and eat that crow at the hands of the great legendary Trey X. Yeah, we're gonna take your opinion with a grain of salt. Napoleon says, so would Carissa lose to Marshall in the pros like in the amateurs? No. Well, I don't think so, because I see a shift in Marshall. If you look at the way Marshall was fighting in 2012, and you look at the way she would fight in 2014, you see a different fighter. If Marshall fought the way she fought in 2012, I think she got action at beating Carissa. Just a pure boxing style. Go out there and use her footwork, use her reach. But if she go out there and fight that Commonwealth Kovalev style that she got now, I don't think she's gonna go out there and beat her. And I think the results that she got showed that. Like when she beat Carissa, she ain't going nowhere after that. She wasn't winning nothing. And the same women that was beating Marshall 3 rounds to nothing, they were losing to Carissa 3 rounds to nothing. How that happen? You losing to it was like 3 or 4 women. I should have wrote their names down. You losing to these women 3 rounds to nothing. Them same women fight Carissa and lose to her 3 rounds to nothing. So to me, it looked like one fighter is ascending and the other fighter is descending. She's not getting the same type of results that she was getting. And now she in the pros and she fighting people on these short notices, women coming up and waiting, all that kind of shit. And now she looking like a goddamn boogeyman. Now, I will give her props. You know, she a solid 4.5 on my pedigree scale. I ain't going to take that away from her. But she is going up against a bona fide 5. She beat Carissa when she was 17 years old, 10 years ago. Yeah, we going to see. Definitely will see.
And I got to say, you gonna see the most focused Clarissa Shields you've ever seen. Because when she came in there to fight Hammer, which was her biggest fight, her first undisputed fight, that was the most focused we had ever seen Clarissa. But for Clarissa to be going against Marshall, the one that everybody say can beat her, she done took her only loss in her, well, she took another loss in MMA, but her only loss in boxing ever in the amateurs came to this woman. You're going to see probably the best Clarissa Shields you will ever see in this match right here, I think.
I think
So
so too. She got to just worry about that left hook because she did get dropped with a left hook by old girl Hannah Gabriels, and I
yeah.
know Marshall got a good left hook. But if
Well,
she gets, go ahead.
I've said I will not be surprised if Marshall can pull off this win, but I just think you're gonna see a Clarissa like you've never seen before. But Marshall can catch her with something, and I think Clarissa can be figured out. I just don't know if Marshall the one to do
Hey, the betting odds favor Marshall, so you got to put that out there. They got Marshall at -120 and -105 last time I checked. So the odds makers think Marshall is gonna win this fight.
it. Yeah, these
Excuse
UK
me.
motherfuckers seem to think that Marshall gonna win the fight. So
But but what I find interesting though is that if you go to these specific outcomes as far as the props go, the lowest odds are for Carissa by decision. Last time I checked, that was at +135, and that was the lowest one. So if you go to these specific outcomes, the according to the odds maker, the most likely occurrence would be Carissa Shields by decision.
that
So I
makes sense.
found that kind of interesting. D'Lo said, I remember when the Dominican Republic fighters seemed to never win the big fights. Now that seems to have changed with the current crop of Dominican Republic talent. These cats are for real. Yeah, I like Hector Garcia in this fight, man. I thought he needed to work on his gas tank, though, because he let Roger Gutierrez do some good work coming down the stretch, you know what I'm saying? And Gutierrez was coming off a year layoff. I thought that my man Hector Garcia should have had a chance to stop him. But it was a closed guard fight, though. You know, we got Southpaw going against Orthodox. A lot of the time, those fights be more of a chess match than an all-out war. So I guess I can't be too surprised. But yeah, we had cashed in on our Alberto Puello. You know what I'm saying? He went out there and beat Akhmedov, even though it looked like he was losing when I was glancing at the fight from time to time. But I was happy we got the decision, though. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they doing a little something, man. I think they fucking up. Well, I can't say they fucking up. But they calling out people that I don't think they can beat. Like Hector Garcia calling out Shakur Stevenson. He talking about he won't take Davis and all this shit. I don't think he on that level to beat them guys. You know what I'm saying? And then Alberto Puello, I heard him say something too. I can't remember who it was that he said he wanted to fight, but it was somebody that I felt like he couldn't beat. You know, so hey, they done won their best, and it look like they want to test themselves against the best. And they have a lot of confidence because they say they whooping everything moving in Solid's gym. They say if a straight cat wandered into the gym, he got a glove up and have his mouthpiece. They want to smoke with everything moving in that gym. They said Devin Haney and different people that came in there and got their ass whooped fucking around with them. So that's why they got so much confidence. But, you know, it's one thing sparring. It's another thing when the lights come on. So we'll see if they can beat them phenoms under the bright lights. I don't think they can, but we'll see.
Hey, I don't know if y'all discussed this, man, but what you think about that Isaac Cruz versus Devin Haney fight?
I think Haney will box his ass up out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, 73-12 going against 130-8. A motherfucker that's a young phenom type of dude, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? All kind of athleticism, got good boxing skill, been in boxing all his life. Hell, he got pictures, him with taking pictures with Floyd Mayweather when he was a goddamn little kid. This man done been in the gym. I'm talking about been in the gym sparring professional fighters since he was a youngster. I'm talking about 14, 15 years old. They got the videos on YouTube. He in there with solid pros. Pitbull Cruz ain't got that type of background, man. And Pitbull Cruz already got a loss besides Tank Davis. The man got 2 losses. So I don't think it take no special fighter. And Tank beat him with one hand. He broke his hand and beat the man. I think it's a mismatch. That man can't beat no Devin Haney. Now, I give him his props, though. He an action fighter. He bring a lot of entertainment and shit. He served me some crow because I picked him to win by decision this past weekend like a damn fool, even though I knew that his opponent them fought as low as 122. That's a different story. But he went out there and knocked his ass out and served me crow because I thought it was going to be a decision. I give him his props, but Devin Haney is not no Eduardo Ramirez. You know, that's a different story.
Yeah.
He's big boy boxing. Yeah, that motherfucker 6'6". D'Lo said I was super high on Fernando Guerrero and he never panned out. Yeah, I remember seeing him back in the day. I thought he was a pretty decent fighter. I thought he was gonna go a long way myself. You know what I'm saying? Eric Alfondor is 6'12" with the Adidas socks on. Yeah, Big Hens had 11 fight. And he the champion. That's crazy. Yeah, you know, really Xavier had to jump on there and flex his muscle because really earlier the fighter that he learned about was Jack Scully, but he asked me and he said what he said in a indirect way. He said he didn't say I remember Jack Scully. He said I remember George Dixon. You see what I'm saying? So you got to understand how this motherfucker is able to boxing nerd work. I be peeping game though.
What do you mean by that?
Huh?
What do you mean by that? How do you mean that? How I work?
Because you told me a long time ago that you were a fighter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you like to fight back. Like you asked me that question in a way. Well, you didn't actually ask the question. You said I remember the thing about George Dixon.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even tell you nothing about George Dixon. I really told you something about Jack Scully. But if I wasn't on top of my shit, I wouldn't even recognize that. But I did recognize it. And I gave you the backstory. I told you what happened at the Carnival of Champions. I told you the ramifications of the shit. So it looked like I know something. So what you want to do, you want to jump on the panel and come flex your muscle and show everybody, oh, no, that wasn't shit. I got something that's better than that. See, but that's the way men do, though. That's just the nature of a man. Like, let's say it's a group of men and we talking football. I might say something that happened last week. Another motherfucker, they gonna say something that happened back in the 90s. And then another motherfucker gonna say, I remember back when Roger Staubach did this, and then somebody else, they gonna go back even further than that. Folks gonna be talking about the purple people eaters and all kind of shit. Before I know it, they talking about Super Bowl III or some shit. That's just the way men are. We like to top each other. Like, whatever you can do, I can do better. So I just felt that type of energy. But, you know, I'm a smart guy.
I say that because while you guys were talking, I was coming together with another question I was going to ask in relation to Archie Moore, and I was just thinking about that one that you asked, who was the first person to knock him out, Eddie Booker.
Yeah, I know that one.
Who is the only person to knock out Archie Moore in the first round?
Yeah, I don't know every little thing, bro. You asking me questions, and I'm not a historian. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not trying to like make the implication that you are. I'm just thinking like these things, like who's the first person to knock him out? People don't really think of that because they only really think about the Ezra Charles knockout, the Ali and the Rocky Marciano and Floyd Patterson. But he was knocked out in the first round before.
And who knocked him out?
Leonard Morrow. I
don't even know who that is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I have no idea who that is. Did you know who that was before you learned that shit?
No, that's how I learned his name. I was looking through Moore's record about a year ago, and I saw a first-round knockout. I was shocked. I didn't realize.
So just think about that. If you didn't know who the guy was, and I consider you an historian, of course we not going to know who that is, brother. I ain't never heard of that guy. I ain't never heard Scrapbook say nothing about him or nothing. Now, when it comes to Eddie Booker, I asked that question. Who the first person to stop Archie Moore? Eddie Booker. Because that's somebody that I feel like people should know about, like readily. That's a Black Murderers Row, bad motherfucker fighting out of California. Had to quit boxing at an early age. He quit boxing at about 26 years old because of an eye injury. I feel like we should know that shit. But every little thing, bro, we're not gonna know every little thing, brother.
I mean, I'm not trying to say every little thing. I just think that that's a good one because it's a historically significant thing to his record.
Say his name again.
Leonard Morrow. He's a black fighter in the 40s. I think he beat Jimmy Bivens too.
Okay, somebody had something.
Moore got his revenge. He knocked him out in the 10th round and put him in the hospital. He did that on his birthday too, on Moore's birthday.
Leonard Moore.
Yeah.
And what was the other fighter that you had asked that question? The motherfucker that beat the two Hall of Famers in 1 month or some shit. Beat Kid Chocolate and he beat Bud Taylor, I mean.
That was Fidel Barba.
Okay, Fidel Barba. I'm trying to remember that shit.
And he retired to go to college in Stanford, and then he came back.
Yeah, I don't trust a motherfucker like that. He's too smart for boxing. I don't trust no athlete that's smart like that.
So you don't trust the Klitschko's?
Well, in their era, I do. But it ain't like I'm gonna say that they just some like Klitschko, didn't he get knocked out by Corey Sanders and shit? I mean, the man came at a good time. Now, if he were going against Riddick Bowe and all them motherfuckers, no, I wouldn't trust him. Absolutely not.
I would say to trust for Della Barba because he had quite a few great wins in his career.
Well, this is my thing though. Like I've been, how old? You say you 24, right?
Yeah.
Bro, I've been analyzing sports and shit for a long time. And in my experiences, when it comes to real smart athletes, they don't always pan out. There will always be outliers to every rule. There's no absolutes in nothing. So it's gonna be some people that slip through the cracks. But when you see players get drafted to the NBA or drafted to the NFL, and them motherfuckers is smart as hell and they got backup plans to where they can go to school, go to medical school and all that kind of shit, them motherfuckers don't pan out most of the time. So that's why I say I don't trust them when they super smart like that and they going to college. And no, I don't trust that shit. As a matter of fact, I was reading about the earliest Cuban fighter to have significance. I can't even think of his fucking name right now. Damn, because I'm so bad with names. But he was a smart dude. He ended up going like to Harvard or some shit, like one of the major schools, and he got away from boxing because he got a backup plan.
Well, the thing with La Barbara is that he left boxing in 27 and came back, and when he came back, that's when he did that. He beat Kid Chocolate and Bud Taylor in the same month.
And we'll say he an outlier.
Definitely.
But overall,
no, yeah,
I don't trust.
What you're saying.
Yeah,
there's an outlier to everything. But he is definitely an outlier.
Yeah, I think so. Doing some shit like that. Where I'm at in the chat. Big Boys Boxing said, yeah, my crow owns that one. Mo looked like arse, so I don't know what he's talking about. D-Lo said Joey Spencer has been very uneven and not brought along with proper progression in his opinion. I just think Styles make fights though, man. That's why I just think he will have a chance to beat Sebastian Fundora. Like I said, it ain't like I ain't never seen Fundora get dropped. Hell, didn't he get dropped by that Spanish fighter that he fought? I think he fought a Spanish fighter that lost to Tony Harrison, and that fighter dropped him too, if I'm not mistaken. Napoleon said Fernando Guerrero had chin issues like Terry Norris and Jackson. Who you talking about? What's my man from the Virgin Islands? What's his name? Xavier, the hard-hitting motherfucker from the Virgin Islands.
Griffith?
No.
Wait, who?
The other one that'll knock you in the next week.
Julian Jackson.
Yeah, that's what we talking about. Terry Norris and Julian Jackson. He said can dish it out but cannot take it. Yeah, they the type of people that either they gonna knock you out or you gonna knock them out. You know what I'm saying? D-Lo said he may be bitching, he might be biting off way more than he can chew just yet. Okay, yeah, I mean I can see that, man. You know, it might be a little too early for him. You know what I'm saying? But I think if he gets some proper seasoning, I think he have a chance to beat him. D-Lo says Shields has improved much as a pro before our eyes as well. I just want her to settle into her identity and start worrying about not getting knockouts. I don't think she worried about it. And if you think about it, it makes sense. Like if you come in and you fighting high-level competition like Franchise Cruz in your very first fight, and that's the trajectory that you on, you're not gonna get a bunch of knockouts. Like you can look at the men. I look like let's say I see a record. I see a motherfucker, he 30-0, and he got 21 knockouts. That's a cool little old knockout percentage, 70%. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go see where did them knockouts take place. And I'm gonna tell you, most of the time it be in them early fights. They knocking out people that's 0-25 and 5-12 and all this kind of shit. And they done already been knocked out a bunch of times. Now, when they step up in competition, no knockouts don't come as frequently. Like I feel very confident in saying that I'm probably the only person that took Dan Aziz by decision over Shaquan Pitters. And the reason was because it was a step-up fight. This Shaquan Pitters was the best fighter that man ever fought. So everybody taking Aziz by knockout, I took him by decision. It's a step-up fight. I don't see knockouts in them type of fights most of the time. When you get towards the top, man, you start stepping up, the degrees of separation ain't that much. You know what I'm saying? So them people not gonna get them type of knockouts as frequently. Carissa Shields' competition has been relatively high since the beginning. So she's not gonna get a bunch of knockouts. She's not fighting blown up 140 pounders and people fighting on 3 days' notice. If she was fighting people like that, I guarantee she would have more knockouts.
One thing I have to say about Caressa Shields though is she really don't really seem to have that much punching power. Because if you watch when she fights somebody like a Hannah Rankin, she caught Hannah Rankin with some of the cleanest shots you'll ever see landed on anybody. But she couldn't even drop that girl. But if you watch Marshall fight her, she didn't have to hit her that many times to stop her. So I mean, Shields don't have a whole bunch of power, man.
I
So
mean, Rankin is pretty durable, but what was the circumstances when Rankin fought against old girl Marshall? What were the circumstances of that fight?
I mean, the circumstance was the fight got pushed back a whole bunch, so they both had plenty of time to prepare for the fight. So,
What
I
weight
mean,
classes do Hannah Rankin normally like? What weight class do she normally fight at?
she fought Shields at 160.
Oh,
After she fought Marshall, she decided to go down to 147. Now she fight at 154.
listen to what you're saying. Now we talking about somebody that fought low at 147.
After
What's
she fought
okay?
Marshall,
It don't matter.
understand what I'm
It's still
saying? Like
she's
she like,
she's still in a body that can make 47.
yeah,
Marshall, what's the highest weight class she ever fought in?
168.
Nah, 175, right? Because I heard somebody say that in an interview not that long ago. 175. Then she went down to 160 after 175. She skipped 168.
Did she? I don't know. Maybe she
Well,
may
that's
have
what
fought at
Carissa said. That's
165.
what Carissa said. She might be wrong, but
Clarissa
Carissa
fought at
says,
168 her damn self.
yeah, but that's not 175. Like we talking
True.
about, if
She
that's
is a
true,
bigger
that's
girl.
assuming, yeah, that's assuming it's true. That's what I'm trying to say. So we got a naturally bigger person and they fighting against somebody that can make 47, that is capable of making 47. And Carissa, she said today that she fought at 168, but she ain't never weighed in more than 169 for a fight. So how big is she? She's not that goddamn big as people make her out to be. I think that Savannah Marshall is significantly bigger than Carissa. And we giving her credit for knocking out a woman that can make 47. Like, come on, man. I just think that shit is blown up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion, though. We gonna see when they fight on Saturday, though. You know, all that shit gonna come to an end on Saturday. We'll see. Let's see her knock out Carissa. If she go out there and knock out Carissa, I say that she a bad motherfucker because she knocking out somebody that can fight back. You know what I'm saying? And not just somebody that's known for being durable, even though she did say that she's a champion again at 154. But we'll see, though. I still think that the competition has a big influence on how many knockouts you get. You don't see that? You don't see when people step up in competition that the knockouts slow down? Oh, he back on me. They ain't trying to hear me. You know what the fuck I'm talking about, though. This nigga ain't stupid.
No, I ain't, I'm on mute.
Oh, you ain't say nothing. I assumed you was on
No,
mute.
I was saying, what I was saying was, I agree with that. You know, the level of competition determines knockouts generally. I'm just saying, with regards to Shields, she's not a very powerful puncher. That's all.
All right, we'll see. I'm not even predicting that she gonna knock the woman out. My point wasn't that Carissa is a great puncher. My point is that there's enough evidence that Marshall might not be as big of a puncher as she appears to be. That's my thing. If you fighting people on short notice, true or false, Savannah Marshall has fought several opponents on short notice.
Yeah.
Okay, then. And when you have them situations, knockouts are more frequent. Period. It just is what it is. And if you fight naturally small people, you get more knockouts.
Yeah.
Like let's say Savannah Marshall would have had her first fight against Franchon Cruz. Do you think she knocks out Franchon Cruz in her debut?
No, not in her debut. No.
I don't think so either. So just starting out, you know what I'm saying? Like she wouldn't be starting out as being no hot knockout artist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. We'll see though. Like I said, if she knock out Carissa Shields, I'm just gonna give it to her and say, man, this is a bad woman. This woman really can punch. She not only knocking out people that are like inferior, she knocking out somebody that's on her level. And to me, that's how you really can see that somebody can punch. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see though.
Yeah.
Derek Bailey said 8 straight losses to Clemson. He's talking about Georgia Tech, I think. Big Hen said Shields might be the GOAT. I can't give it a GOAT, man. I think that Katie Taylor probably more the GOAT. You know, just looking at amateur and pro combined, I gotta go with Katie Taylor, man. 5-time AIBA World Championships, undisputed championships and shit. Fought in the biggest women's fight of all time against that chick from, I think, New York. I can't think of her name. It's Southpaw that got the power. What's her name? What's her name, Kane?
Who that?
The one that Katie Taylor just beat.
Oh, Amanda Serrano.
Yeah, I got to give it to Katie Taylor for being the GOAT for the women's for right now. Not saying that she can't be caught by Carissa, but I got to go with Katie Taylor for right now. Napoleon said, I asked that though. I asked that to say none of those dudes beat Bud in the pros, and Bud has improved since then, like Carissa. I mean, I'm just still pointing out the facts, because we talking about Carissa fighting somebody when she was 17 and all that kind of shit, and it was somebody that was older than her, more mature as a fighter, and Bud Crawford is losing to people that I feel like was more on his level. I mean, I'm just pointing out the facts. I'm not saying that means that he gonna lose, but you so sensitive about the situation that I can't say nothing that doesn't amplify Bud's profile that'll make you happy. Like unlike you, I can say things about Crawford that I think that I like about him. I ain't never heard you say shit about Spence that you like, because you just so emotional about the shit. You know what I'm saying? I look at this shit from an analytical standpoint. It ain't like, I do have some fun with the fandom and talking shit going back and forth, but overall, my approach to this shit is not emotional. I could say anything about Bud Crawford that you don't like, and you're gonna get in your feelings. You done already showed me that. You done proved that to me, so it is what it is. D'Lo said the cat who starts Rayo is from the Dominican Republic as well. If memory served, that would be Edwin De Los Santos, 259 and 6 amateur. That's who that is. D'Lo said, I don't think Garcia could fuck with Prime Time, but my oh my, was I sadly mistaken. Yeah, he was a 30-1 underdog. Shit, I ate crow on it. Yeah, that Prime Time was my favorite prospect. D'Lo said Haney and Cruz could resemble Haney versus Cambosa. It'd be something like that. Bull against the Matador all day. That's the definition of bull against the Matador. D'Lo said Haney took pictures with a young Gamboa when he was a kid as well. Yeah, he been around the fight game forever. D'Lo said, just please don't start a competing trivia series. Trey gets a little unnerved about that type of shit, as he should. Please don't start a competing trivia. Nigga, do you know how much work going into that trivia? Man, it done been several people that done threatened to take this trivia, nigga. They don't take it very long. When your ass got to sit down and come up with 100 questions, nigga, I'm telling you, we'll see how long they can do it. Anybody, shit, fuck it, I welcome you to do some trivia. Do some trivia. I just know you ain't gonna last that long. Ain't nobody about to sit down and do that shit over and over and over again. I done asked thousands of trivia questions. Marlo came up with the idea, but I have asked thousands of trivia questions on this channel. Them motherfuckers ain't about to sit down and do all that. Derek Bailey said, can't trust those. I got something to fall back on, player. That's what I was saying, bro. I like a player or a fighter or whatever that's all in. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to have no backup plan. D'Lo said, right, like Myron Rowe out of FSU. That sound familiar. That sound like a smart motherfucker. What was he? He sounded like he went to medical school or something. Napoleon talking about Julian Jackson. Yeah, I guys appreciate that, bro. Ms. Almond Brown said, please hit the like button if you haven't. Definitely would appreciate that. We're going to get up out of here in a minute, too. Time is 11. Napoleon, okay, talking to D'Lo. Somebody about to say something?
Oh, yeah. With Fidel Barba, another thing is he won Olympic gold at flyweight in 1924.
Olympic gold medalist, Fidel LaBarba. All-around man. Beat 2 Hall of Famers in 1 month. He beat Kid Chocolate and he beat Bud Smith. Bud Taylor, I mean.
2 Hall of Fame champions.
Olympic gold medalist, 1924. Motherfucker went to school. What school he went to?
Stanford, I think.
Went to Stanford. Okay, yeah, we're going to remember something about Fidel LaBarba.
He won his first championship in his 11th fight, too.
And his 11th fight. Okay, yeah, we're going to remember that about Fidel LaBarba. Y'all remember that shit, man. Xavier came and gave us a lesson. You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember that shit. D'Lo said he picked Pitters by a split decision. Okay, I started to pick Pitters, bro. I just couldn't understand how did this 5'10" man, Dan Aziz, how is he gonna beat this 6'6" man that got a nice little jab and shit? Even though he don't use it enough, I know he got the ability to though. But I went on ahead and took Aziz because of the amateur background shit. I saw that he was a little cut above Pitters with the amateur background. So I just rolled with Aziz and took him by decision since he was going in the step-up fighting. Shit, we came out on top. Okay, appreciate y'all, Amanda Serrano. D'Lo said they were talking about Breakers being the GOAT a few years back. They were. They was. I remember that shit. But she still don't have the accomplishments of Katie Taylor, though. So I can't roll with her over Taylor, that is. She's still like a top 10 all time, though. D'Lo said, I just want you to let me help you with questions sometimes, since your old ass back be bothering your motherfucking ass. I wouldn't even put that on you, man. You know what I'm saying? That should be a lot of goddamn work, bro. Square business. You know what I'm saying? But I don't found a way to pace myself. We just doing once per week now. We used to do the shit every single day, and that's what really got me. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I'm cool. We all right.
Man,
D'Lo said,
a trivia thing, there would be a lot of weird questions on it.
if you did it,
yeah, there would just be a lot of weird questions on it that nobody would ever think about.
but this the thing though. It'll be like that for like, let's say, the first 20 times that you do it.
Yeah.
But then after that, like that's the thing. The more questions you ask, the less questions that you have to ask. So you got to just keep on looking and keep on looking.
Yeah.
So like it'll be like that at first, but let's say you ask 1,000 questions. Your next 1,000 questions might not be that deep.
True.
You see what I'm saying? That's the thing about it. Like when we first started this shit, nigga, I had questions everywhere because didn't nobody know nothing. I could say, who was the first black champion? Don't nobody know that Joy Dixon. They was impressed. Who's the first black welterweight champion? They don't know it's Barbados Joe Walcott. So that shit was easy to go get. You see what I'm saying? But after we started becoming more advanced with it, then I got to start looking a little bit deeper. Now I got to start buying books and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but who's the first two-time welterweight champion?
First two-time welterweight champion.
Mm-hmm.
First two. Damn. Is the last name start with a T?
S.
S.
You're thinking about Thompson in the 30s.
Yeah, I was. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
I think there were two times before him, like Jackie Fields was 2-time, but the first 2-time was mysterious Billy Smith in the 1890s.
Dirty motherfucker.
Yep.
I remember that shit. First two-time welterweight champion, mysterious Billy Smith.
Mm-hmm.
So was Joe Gans the first two-time lightweight champion?
Man, he never lost his title.
Oh yeah, we talked about that already.
Yeah.
I said the damn book.
According to some people who go down that whole race, it's kind of like built in some races. It's racist, honestly. If you look through the history, I found this article that really like broke it down. The history of turning him into a 2-time lightweight champion was racism because they tried to replace him with a white champion. It was literally called the lightweight championship that they tried to replace him with.
Yeah. Okay. So who the first person to lose it then win it again?
Man, that's a good question. That might have been Carter, but I'm not quite sure with lightweight. Because I know that it wasn't anybody up until Benny Leonard. It had to be in the following years from Benny Leonard retiring.
Okay. D'Lo said a Rhodes Scholar, and I think he is a neurosurgeon. Now, neurosurgeon was the first thing that came to my mind, but I just stayed conservative and said medical school.
I think it's Tony Canzoneri.
Tony Canzoneri.
That's the first thing I can think of when I think through that. It was definitely after Benny Leonard. Yeah, he was the first. When he won it the second time, it was the vacant title against Lou Ambrose.
All right. D'Lo said, I'm talking about helping you with questions, but can barely get my damn Champ Ross picks in on time. My heart is in the right place, though. Yes, I was sitting up there thinking, like, man, hey, man, like a lot of people in the boxing community, y'all lives are different than mine. I don't have the same type of responsibility. I ain't got no family. I don't have no kids. None of that shit. Y'all motherfuckers got real life situations. Like y'all got families, you got kids and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? My boy Napoleon, he say that he been checking his kids out at the football games and stuff like that. I don't have nothing like that going on. You know what I'm saying? So I got plenty of time to do what I need to do. I wouldn't dare ask one of y'all motherfuckers to do that shit. That's really why I do it. Marlo got a family and stuff. I know he got shit he got to do. So I just told Marlo, man, don't even worry about it, bro. I do that shit because I got time. So no, I wouldn't ask one of y'all motherfuckers to write no goddamn trivia question. Man, y'all niggas got families and shit to think about. You know what I'm saying? D-Lo said, wasn't Peter Jackson the first black champion after winning the championship in Australia? Do I have the name mixed up again? No, that was what's my man name?
George Dixon.
No. He talking about the first black champion, period. But it was under the
like the first colored championship.
No, he talking about the first black fighter to win a championship in any country, and it was in 1858. So it was under the London Prize rules. I just said the name. John Perry was his name, the Black Sailor. John Perry, the Black Sailor, is the first black champion in any country. Here recently. I mean, we don't know the complete history of boxing, man. Boxing goes back to the goddamn the Egyptians and all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? But here, with our recorded history that we know about boxing, he the first black champion. They call him the Black Sailor. He was like a precursor to Jack Johnson. He was very flamboyant. He dressed real fly. He liked to berate his opponents and laugh at them and stuff. But they say that he would dominate them. They say that he had some success early on with his career. So he opened up a business, and his business was successful. So the white people over there in England, they started hating on the brother. So they drew up some charge. They accused him of forgery. This dude named, I want to say Tom Oliver. Tom Oliver accused him of giving him a note that was forged, and they went to court about this shit. The man, John Perry, he couldn't even read or write. So in his defense, they were saying, hey, this man can't even read and write. How the fuck is he forging some shit? But the courts came back and said, but he has a business. If he got a business, he can forge a note. So they found him guilty, and they sent him from England. They sent him to the penal colony. Well, not penal, but penal colony in Australia. Australia had a champion named George Ho. And George Ho was a tough fighter, that they said. And the people, they wanted to see him fight against John Perry, because John Perry got over there, he got into boxing, and they saw him a little bit. So they were like, man, he needs to fight George Ho, because George Ho really couldn't find opponents. And he went out there and beat the shit out of George Ho. And he kept the championship for 13 years. He couldn't get no fights, so he just started drinking. He drunk himself to death. Kind of like Peter Jackson, because Peter Jackson started drinking and shit later on in life and got fucked up and died when he was like 40. And I think they said John Perry died when he was like 38. So he was one of them type of dude. But that's our first black champion in any country here recently. As far as from 1681, when the first recorded boxing fight, all the way to the present, that was our first black champion in any country, John Perry, the Black Sailor.
What year was that?
1858 is what I read off in this book, The Black Genesis, the history of the black prize fighter. Lala D gave it to me. It's Black Genesis, the history of the black prize fighter from 1760 to 1870 by Kevin R. Smith. John Perry, the Black Sailor. It also talked about another guy named Jimmy Ward. He was our first black pound for pound fighter. I can't say of all time, because when I think all time, we going back in history, you know what I'm saying? But as far as 1681 to the present, our first pound for pound level fighter was Jimmy Ward. He started on this ship called the Hopewell, and he got into it with a cook on the ship. The cook, go on mute because I hear you typing. The cook on the ship was accusing him of stealing. So he got into it with the cook and the captain of the ship. He said, man, y'all motherfucker need to fight it out. But y'all gonna fight it out under the rules of the English prize ring. So Jimmy Ward put them hands on his motherfucking ass. And that's how he got it started. So the captain told him, hey, man, when we pull up, you need to go get in the fight game because you got something. And this dude went out there and was whooping everybody. He only had one draw. He retired 7-0-1. He had one draw, and that's because they were cheating and shit. The crowd saved his opponent. They all crashed the ring. It was a game. They called them the hard ups. I can't remember what part of England they was in, but they jumped the man in the ring and shit, and they ruled the fight a draw. But his biggest accomplishment, he beat a guy named Hammer Lane. Hammer Lane was also undefeated. So that was like a super fight back in the day. You had Jimmy Ward going against Hammer Lane. The two top pound for pound level motherfuckers, and Jimmy Ward beat him. His signature move was that he would slam you on your head. So if you would get him in there and you would be beating him on points, he'll dunk you on your motherfucking head and change the whole fight around. Because you know back then with those rules, it was kind of like MMA almost, you know what I'm saying? But not quite. But yeah, Jimmy Ward, man, that's our first black pound for pound champion. And the reason I say that is because all the white people consider him pound for pound as well. You know what I'm saying? And when I was reading, that's the first black fighter that I ever saw that with, where the black and white people consider him the best. Big Hen, salute to you, bro. We better get up out of here. D-Lo said, I knew he had a J in his name. I mean, you ain't too far off. As a matter of fact, Peter Jackson was inspired by John Perry. That's what Scrapbook told me. Yeah, John Perry, the Black Sailor, he inspired Peter Jackson.
It's crazy because I can't find anything on the internet nearly.
I know. I got it out this book, and also I got some information from Scrapbook and Hardline Boxing. They both knew about John Perry, the Black Sailor. Matter of fact, the book don't even call him the Black Sailor. They called him the Black Sailor. But I actually saw an article. I saw one article about John Perry, the Black Sailor. It didn't have a lot of information, but I did find one article on Google.
I think I found two, but it's very little.
Yeah, Jimmy Ward is another one though that I was just talking about. That's our first black pound for pound level.
I can't find anything at all on the internet from him.
I was reading about Jimmy Ward the other day on Google, so they definitely got some shit on Jimmy Ward. He a little frog looking motherfucker.
What were you looking up exactly, like the words in Google?
Shit, I don't even remember.
How long it was of Jimmy?
Jemmi. I mean Y. Jemmy is how you spell Jimmy.
Okay.
Salute to my boy El Fenici. I thought I smelled a goat in this motherfucker. Say salute to the Block Familia in the corner. Yeah, a good dunking will even the playing field. Yeah. That's exactly what he would do too. Yeah.
One is the first colored heavyweight champion, Charles C. Smith.
Oh yeah, I was just reading about Charles A.C. Smith, Morris Grant. What's my man that fought against Peter Jackson and he lost to him when Peter Jackson first pulled up on U.S. shores. He beat this motherfucker. Charles Godfrey. His last name was Godfrey. What's his first name? George Godfrey, right? Yeah, I was reading about George Godfrey, Morris Grant, Charles A.C. Smith, the Black Pearl. What's the Black Pearl name?
Man, I know that nickname, but I can't remember the.
He fought in middleweight. He was a middleweight color champion. The Black Pearl. Damn, I can't think of his name. But I was just reading about them guys not that long ago.
About him recently?
Say what?
Was Scrapbook talking about him recently?
He mentioned them from time to time. I think in one of his recent videos, he might have said something about the Black Pearl.
Was that Harry Smith?
No, that's the Harlem Thunderbolt.
Okay.
That's his favorite middleweight of all time for sure.
Yeah.
He always talk about how he beat the Pride of Harlem, Jack McVeigh.
Yeah.
Once I can't
back, I'm going to be posting a video of Jack McVeigh I found. I fixed the speed on it.
Oh, that'd be what's up, man. Because I hear him talk about Harry Smith, but I don't hear him talk about Jack McVeigh very often. So yeah, that'll be what's up, man.
Are you thinking of Harris Martin?
Yeah, I know his last name. Well, yeah, Martin yeah, that's him. That's the Black Pearl. Yeah,
Yeah, he
that's him.
Hadley twice.
Yeah, I was reading about Hadley too. I forgot about him.
Man, the crazy thing about him is he was fighting in the woods for some of those fights outside of Minneapolis.
He was fighting in the woods.
Yeah, like they fought on the outskirts of town.
Oh, that makes sense though. That shit wasn't even legal and shit all the way back then, so that makes sense.
Yeah, but I remember he had that no decision with Bob Fitzsimmons.
Yeah.
In the ring with him.
I didn't even know Jack Johnson fought Bob Fitzsimmons. I just learned that shit.
2 rounds, right?
Yeah, he stopped him in 2 rounds.
Buried in the same cemetery?
Okay. I didn't know that. Bob Fitzsimmons was old as a motherfucker, but I didn't even know they fought.
Yeah. Yeah, he was really old. But they're both buried in the same cemetery in Chicago.
Yeah, I didn't even know that shit.
It's hard to find Fitzsimmons. It took me an hour because it's not on the on that cemetery. They have like a list of like a map that shows all their famous people, but it leaves him out of it. He's just got one of those small graves off to the side.
Yeah. But let me go ahead and finish up in the chat so we can get up out of here, man, because we've been doing this shit for like 2 hours or some shit. I think we came, hold on, what time we started? 8:45? Yeah, shit, we like 2 hours and 30 minutes. Let me go ahead and finish up real quick, man. We can shut this shit down. D-Lo said, hold on. D-Lo said, y'all make sure to go over and check out my Blow by Blow 3-minute video from the weekend. Y'all go over there and support the voice of Ruiz and D-Lo. And you'll learn something too. You know the fight game. D-Lo said, please and thanks. Absolutely. L said, Marlo been trying to get at you. Okay, Marlo responded to him. L said, shit, holler at X and get my number out in L.A. trying to touch down with you. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I got his number. He told me to give it to you, bro. I had forgot all about that shit. All right, I see D-Lo. All right, yeah, man, we about to go ahead and shut it down, man. You want to say some words, Xavier?
I don't know. I mean, I got a YouTube channel. I post some fights sometimes, older fights that I like work on. Not really posting anything, but I'll be getting my computer back soon, and I'll be working on more fights. I'm glad you let me on. Nice to talk boxing.
Real. Stuff. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No, it's just especially the historical stuff. I don't really like talking about much modern boxing because it just feels like a pain in the ass. How many fights aren't being made, but when it happens, it happens.
Okay, y'all subscribe to Xavier the Boxing Nerd, man. He a real boxing guy, like square business. He genuine about this shit. He go out to the grave sites. He be posting old fights. I still need to go check out the Charlie Burley. I think you told me you had a Charlie Burley and Oakley Billy Smith that was like better quality.
That was the first one I did.
You got the first fight?
That was the first fight I posted, but it was their second fight.
Oh, okay. I thought you had the first one. Okay.
All I did was take and like on YouTube, if you looked it up beforehand, it said part 1 and part 2. I just put them together. But since then, I've been doing a lot more involved stuff, like McLaren and Leonard. That took hours and hours because it's like it was too fast. The speed correction it just takes a while.
Yeah, but he definitely loved the fight game, the historical side. He know a lot. He can teach you a lot. He definitely up and coming. Like the way we look at scrapbook and hardline and shit, he gonna be on that level. Especially if he stay here, he might even be beyond that level because he's starting so young and shit and going so hard at it. You know what I'm saying? He be making corrections on Wikipedia and all that kind of shit, man. So if it's somebody that deserves some support with the boxing, it's Xavier.
Yeah, it's different. I don't really stay to one thing all the time. Sometimes I post my like video game boxing stuff. That was my last thing. Was just like Fight Night Round champion.
The motherfucker's young. He 24. So he gonna play his games and shit, but he love the fight game.
Much of that stuff I posted, like one of the first things I posted was Fight Night Round 3 because I have this fighter with like no stats and I win fights and knock people out with him. So I posted like 1 round of that. But I try to stay away from the video game stuff. But it's like even within boxing, I'll talk. I think I talked about modern boxing once, but yeah, I talked about it with Canelo. I had another one that I didn't end up posting with Haney, but it's mostly historical and it's different. So it's like I'll go to graves and I'll just be working on a fight and post that.
Xavier, if you don't shut your ass up and let me shut this goddamn live stream down. I'm just trying to summarize this shit and keep it moving. You over here opening up the dialogue again. That's Xavier the Boxing Nerd. Y'all support the man. I just try to give him some good words. Yeah. Hey, bro, you want to? Oh yeah, you got to shut it down.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm waiting.
Oh yeah, salute to everybody, man. Appreciate y'all. We're gonna do the trivia on Thursday, and then we're gonna call the fights on Saturday. We're gonna have some fun with the big fights, the women fights and stuff, man. But much love to everybody. I ain't gonna talk y'all to death. Salute.
Y'all already know, man. It's always fun chopping it up with y'all.
Yeah, if you're not careful, I will call you all the time.
What happened?
He jumped out. Go ahead, bro.
But yeah, we'll catch y'all later on this weekend, man. So y'all enjoy the rest of y'all nights. At night. Until next time, don't forget to tell them haters some trolls. The fuck out my gym.
You heard him.
Peace.
Chia.